Hello and welcome. Well, I want to talk about semiconductors and the war. Oh dear. Well, that's not such a great thing, is it? No. Oh, okay. I'm back. So yes, I want to talk about the semiconductors and how semiconductor supply is being hampered by the, crisis in Ukraine, and how supply to the West as well as to Russia has been somewhat inhibited by this crisis. It's not great, is it? No. So anyway, I'll go straight into it. That I am. Oh, okay. There we go. Semiconductor war. Yes, pretty much so. And it is a considerable worry, especially for those obviously in Ukraine, but also to the industry as well, because everything's got semiconductors in these days, isn't it? You know, electronics and all that. We all like, our smartphones and, computers, such as, this one. But yeah, it is a major issue. But quite frankly, well, it's not great. It's not great, though. And certainly is not great for those in Ukraine. Some of the images we've been seeing today are horrific, especially Melitopol, sort of southeast of Ukraine. They've been getting bombarded again today, and it's just, it's awful, absolutely awful. Anyway, the supply of semiconductors, silicon chips and what have you, well, it was recovering somewhat, because obviously there was a big downturn because of COVID and various other issues, and we had the car manufacturers, they decided that you're going to cancel their orders of semiconductors for their cars, and they weren't just them, and then they said, oh no, okay, we know we need our semiconductors, our chips and what have you for our motor vehicles, and then the producers of these things said, okay, well, we ain't got enough for you now. All the GPUs are using them all up, all the people with cryptocurrency and stuff like that, mining. And that caused a huge shortfall. And, it started to recover somewhat. They cope, the manufacturers were starting to cope with the demand. I was getting to the point where I thought, I don't know, I might get a new GPU, a new graphics card for my computer in my office. But no, probably not. Because it's all gone a bit pear-shaped yet again. Now, I don't want to, I'm not trying to demean what's going on in Ukraine whatsoever, but I just thought, I just want to take a slightly different angle, because it's so depressing what's going on over there. You can't talk about it all the time, although we feel like we should. So, supply of semiconductors, well, that was recovering. And obviously impromptu cancellations and orders and other world issues. But we are about to see a even deeper crisis regarding semiconductors, silicon chips and what have you. Partly because of these tit-for-tat type, sanctions that's going on. We've sanctioned, the West has sanctioned Russia, so Russia's now sanctioned the West. Now, we'll get into detail of that in a moment. Anyway, there's basically it's called a semiconductor squeeze as the sanctions on Russia triggers this retaliatory response by Russia. Yeah, this thing here, right? I'll digress a bit now. This strange-looking creature here, this robot. Well, that is actually that's a Russian robot. Yeah, this is Fedor, and the robot itself is quite funny. It's all what Russia's regime is all about. It's propaganda and because this thing that has no real purpose whatsoever. It's ridiculous. Anyway, they had this bright idea. We'll send it into space. Yeah, Roscosmos. They came up with the idea, they did, and the engineers had to send this flipping hunk of 100-odd kilos of a useless steel chunk into orbit. Yeah, well, that's what Navalny told us. It's just a waste of blooming money. He says, "Hey, look at us, Hey, look at me. I got my Jared t-shirt on. Oh, okay. Well, beyond the disruption of production lines caused by the war in Moscow, well, quite frankly, it could cut off the supply of critical materials as used in the production of CPUs. But not just materials, no. Other stuff as well. Gases. Gases? Yeah, gases. Gas. Anyway, before I go any further, I've no longer got COVID. No. So that's a step in the right direction. If I had it in the first place. Because I might not have that, but I might just have a rotten cold. So Caroline's just been tested as well, and she had the one at the pharmacy, and yeah, she's fine. So I don't think I had COVID now. I just had a rotten bug. So I'm okay. Thanks for those who have been quite kind and asked me if I'm okay, and I am. I'm fine, apart from I'm bunged up, and a runny old nose and stuff like that. But anyway, we've been hit by Russia's access. So we will be hit by Russia's access to important technologies. It needs to build its prosperous future, such as the semiconductors, cutting-edge technologies, etc. And this is what the European Commission, the President, Ursula von der Leyen, she warned in the wake of the invasion. Yes, we want to cut Russia off from Western technology, and that's pretty much what's been happening, because the EU been doing that, but also the US, the UK has been kind of like dragging its feet somewhat, because they're all best buddies, aren't they? The British government, especially Boris Johnson, Alexander Boris the Pfeffel Johnson, yeah, best buddies. Lebedev and all that. Lord Lebedev, Lord of Siberia. My God, what was that all about? Crikey, it's nuts. It's madness. So, anyway, this is not just going to affect Russia, but our Western economies. But still, Russia is it is in a precarious position that it is, because of these sanctions. And also their technology is in a precarious position, but not as precarious as we in the West seem to think. Russia's technology is far greater than we tend to think it is. Because we also think we're great, don't we? Because we're special. Or was that English? It might be the English. I'm English. Oh, okay. Anyway, I digress. So, there's a major issue going in both directions, and this door's going to swing both ways regarding the sanctions. It's really going to hit us in the West, actually. Anyway, today's global semiconductors market, it's about 500 odd billion. Now, it's a figure that is likely, or hoping, was going to double by 2030. Now, Europe accounts for about 10% of the worldwide production of semiconductors, compared to 24% in 2000, and 44% in 1990. Now, Europe is very aware of the situation and serious implications, relying too much on supply from outside of the EU. So there's intensifying the production, what have you, within the EU. They've coming how much? It's quite a lot of money. I think that is probably about $500 million or something. They're investing in semiconductors in development, what have you, to go manufacturing within the EU, which makes a lot of blooming sense, to be honest. It's not very good having all your eggs in one basket, is it? No, especially if there's a hole in that basket. Anyway, the EU is very aware of the serious implications of relying on the importance of semiconductors, and has approved a fund to increase production within the EU. Relying on volatile economies such as China and, Russia. Yes, we do actually rely on Russia regarding our CPUs. Yeah, not necessarily manufacturing, but other stuff. Anyway, we're allowing them to have this stranglehold on us, because that's not a great idea, is it, really, at the moment? Especially as they're showing their true colours again. Back to Soviet times, I reckon. Anyway, the recent conflict is a lesson hard learned. Anyway, let's check this chat. Oh, who we got here today? We've got MoGreen19. Hope your PSD is doing well. Hope you're feeling a bit better. Oh. That's so scary. Painful. I wouldn't want that. Hello, Orkbij. How do I pronounce that? Aukebij. Oh dear. Anyway, B Donuts, hello there. I hope you're well. Thank you for your email, matey. I do, as you know, I do read them. Oh, I replied, so you must know. Anyway, good evening to all, he says. My day wasn't too bad. What happened to you, Mo Green? Oh, that's an ominous question. Do you dare ask? Oh. Anyway, I just watched an interesting discussion called Edward Lutzwak and Vladislav, oh my God, here we go, blah, 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 Putin and Zelensky. And they say that by now Russian troops are called the Russian Horde. Oh God. I don't know if you realise this, but they're actually, they're going back to post-war Russia and the Nazis and that, and they're actually, on their mainstream TV, they're showing pictures of hangings and they're talking about doing that in Ukraine. hanging people in Ukraine. That's what they're talking about on Russian television. It's crazy. Some very odd times that we live in. Oh, it just jumped up, it did. Hello, Estewit. Remember, you're streaming, not recording. I know. I think I pressed the right button this time. I do apologise, obviously, because I did press the wrong button. Red pill, blue pill. Hello, Lee. Hello, John from Dijon. Oh, he's en France. But hope you get it all sorted out, Sumo Green, and the amount of Brooks. Yeah, I say, okay, so you're having problems with Brooks in Germany, I believe, aren't you, regarding the healthcare? It isn't that easy here in France, but once you get it all sorted out, it's actually quite easy. In fact, we went to the doctor today because we weren't very well, and I needed to get, because I have fibromyalgia, so I needed more medication for that, and then we went to the pharmacy and we got COVID tests to double check. And it doesn't look like I had COVID now, because Caroline hasn't got it either, because she would have had it if I had it. Yeah, we do, we live under the same roof. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Oh, la. So evening all to Lee and John, Pierre Dallas, Peter Stewart. I hope you're well. And Simon says 55. What? I am late and Marcus is on time. I was just about. I was about 20 seconds late. That's about all. Oh dear. Vertigo. Hope you're well, buddy. And Hurt J01. Yeah, yay, aha. Simon says lost in first. R2D2 hypers. Well, I was going to put some R2D2 sound effects in onto my soundboard, but they're just going to be squeaky noises, aren't they? So you might have to make do with things like.
Goodness gracious me.
Yeah, and I've just forgotten something. And I just realised that I've forgotten something because I didn't hear it. That's because I haven't got my monitoring what's it's in. So I better just put them in. I just want to know if I've got my volumes right, and I get in trouble for that, you see. Yeah, you know what you lot are like. Yeah. Just stick them in my ears. Push that layer wax out of the way. Oh, lovely. Oh. Right. Oh, Eddie Togago. Oh, God, I can't hear anything now. It's like it's gone like I'm underwater. Yeah, great. They need vent holes in them or something. And Jean Bolos. Hi. And Zui Castles. What Zui Castles? Oh, yes, I'm on time today. And Sarah, 1955. Hello there. In Misans, Argentina, there is a large Ukrainian population. Oh, is there? That's cool. And a lot of media coverage. And there was a demonstration last week. Yes, there's demonstrations everywhere at the moment, and even in Russia, they keep getting arrested. Doing the most minor things, they're getting arrested. Right, when the people are going to wake up. And our pompiers actually, they're making collections this Sunday because they're going to be driving one of their big vans to Ukraine. Well, to Poland, the frontier between Ukraine and Poland. So we're going to be put some bits and pieces together for them. That's things like baby milk and stuff like that, which makes a lot of sense. Simon says, didn't the barbarians come from the east? Oh, the barbarian horde. Charlotte oh, cock. There's some big names here, as in, like, I can't pronounce them names. Hello all, hello Charlotte. Lost in France. Asperges. Hello there, buddy. Asperges Europe. And who else? That's cool. So, bear with me. We will be back into it in a moment. So, yes. Anyway, where was I? I digress. So, yeah, the EU is very, very aware of the situation. So they don't want this situation. No, it wouldn't be that great, would it? Not at all. So, let's bring that back up here. So, I'm all in the mess on my screens. Anyway, oil, gas, and nickel. Well, they're all grabbing the headlines, aren't they? Because obviously people are worried about their fuel bills, and especially in the UK with the cap being removed. increased to about £3,000 this April. Was it the end of this month? It's not. Yeah, it's a bit of a worry for people because people's gas bills are going to jump up considerably. On average, around an extra £700 to £800 a year. It could go even higher. Depends on whatever we're paying for the gas at the time. Now, oil, gas, nickel are grabbing the headlines, but like I say, there's other stuff as well. Now, Russian engineered commodities turmoil are upending global markets and affecting trading futures. You know, money, such as copper and other metals. Quite frankly, water, if Nestle get their own way. In the United States, I don't even realise this. Like, you can't even collect... Some states, you can't collect groundwater. You know, there's water that comes off your roof and put it in the tub. It's illegal. You're not allowed to do it in some states in America. Just madness. Absolute madness. I'm sure people do it, but, you know, they're not supposed to. So, yeah, it's going to affect the futures and commodities trading. But the flow of effects is not always easy to see. And in case of Russia, which has not necessarily been physically damaged, although it should be, by this conflict. But it's going to, economically, they've been crippled. Yeah, they've been squeezed, haven't they? And it is possible it could be the snuffer to Putin's illegal war. Now, there is already talk of a coup. Yes. And 12 generals have already been, well, they've been sacked. Well, they've probably got in the gulag or something like that anyway. I hope so. But anyway, they've been, yeah, so because they're plotting. Apparently there's some plotting for a coup. So, you know, Putin's, you know, he's protecting his own ass, isn't he? So, yeah. So the price of nickel rose by 250% in just 48 hours. To a high of 100,000 a tonne. Now, before trading was stopped last week, well, the key instigator is a spike in the bet on the nickel's outlook for the Chinese tycoon Zhenganda, I don't know if I pronounced that right, who controls the world's largest, he is the world's largest nickel producer, Xinjiang. And obviously, well, we use nickel in the manufacture of these chips. But it doesn't just come from China, it also comes from Russia, like other mineral deposits. And the impact of supply shocks is not always intuitive. It doesn't necessarily slap you in the face straight away, does it? You know, it's not obvious necessarily. But when you consider something, components like CPUs and semiconductors, there's so many elements to them. And they're not just, you know, moulded out one thing, are they? They're created, lots of different elements. Now, there is considerable uncertainty as to how long any potential supply disruption will last. There's no telling, really, since the sentiment against trading Russia it's strong, isn't it? And it could go on for a very long time. Even, you know, let's say, for instance, Putin pulls out. I wish Boris Johnson did. Oh, actually, no, I wish Stanley Johnson did, come to think of that. But anyway, that's another story. So, so why did I say that? Anyway, there's no telling since sentiment against trade in Russia is strong. These sanctions could go on for a very long time, and quite frankly, I think people are going to boycott any Russian products anyway. I used to say my first camera was actually a Zenit. A Zenit was my first SLR, single lens reflex camera, and it weighed a bomb. That's about a kilo. This thing was. And I think it was all bronze or brass or something with like a black finish on it. So it was an XP12. And it had two little lights in the viewfinder, which was like your metering. God, that was clever stuff back then. M42 screw mount lens. God, that thing was heavy. Quite a good camera though, solid as a rock. You kill ducks with it as well if you want. Or any phone actually come to that. No, so I tend to think we're going to be boycotting Russia for quite a long while, but also trade with China has also become reduced. Now, there's warnings at the moment that, well, they're being criticised that they've been talk or they've been asked to supply arms to Russia over this, this conflict. But they've said no, we don't, we won't do that. No, we wouldn't do that. I actually don't think they would. Actually, I think that just cripple them, because if we start sanctioning China, can you imagine that? God, it wouldn't do us any good either, though, to be honest. So China's got long-term contracts with places like Africa, mineral deposits, what have you, and it's a major issue because things like lithium batteries, for instance, like it's barium or one of the other ingredients in lithium batteries. One of the big mines for this stuff is in one of the African countries. You know, on the African continent. Obviously, because African countries it would be. But yeah. So meanwhile, many industries, well, they have good reason to be nervous. They do, because they need their components. They need the raw ingredients to make their chips and stuff. Not fish and chips, silicon chips. Now, meanwhile, the industries have good reason to be nervous when supply chains of critical, key components of these chips are in jeopardy. They really don't know what's around the corner at the moment. We don't know how this is going to pan out. Now, even in the West, are quite dependent on supplies from Russia and Ukraine. So, for instance, the gas. There's a gas that they use. You know, the old neon lights and stuff. Let me just turn this old heater off. I've got this. Bear with me a second. We hear a noise in the background. I need to get rid of that noise. So I'm just going to turn that one off. I forgot to put the other one on. That's done. I do apologise for that. But I had an electric heat on, and you probably in the background. That's probably really irritating. Yeah, so neon, which is an obscure inert gas, and it's it's pretty much the same gas as used in these neon lights, but it's important for the semiconductor industry. It's used in its production. And quite frankly, the production of this stuff is heavily dominated in Russia and Ukraine. That's a problem. Now, George Claude, a bit of history now. George Claude was born in September 24th, 1870, in Paris, France, obviously because Paris is in France. He's an engineer, the chemist, and inventor of the neon light, he is. He's also, neon's kind of forefront of the fluorescent light, but also he pioneered the process of liquefying oxygen. Quite handy in hospitals, isn't it? Yeah. Or welding, come to that. Yeah. If you're MIG welding, you need oxygen. Unless you've got gas to MIG. Oh, look, there he is. Now, the gas is a byproduct of large-scale steel manufacturing. There's other ways of actually you can extract as well from the air, apparently. But it's a product of steel manufacturing. And when you consider that Elraz, who happens to be about third owned in shares by Roman Abramovich, the steel manufacturer that supplies steel for building tanks in Russia. Great, eh? The same tanks probably that are going in and killing people for no good reason. So Russia supplies around half of the world's neon gas, which is then purified in Ukraine and goes on to supply around 90% of the gas used by the US semiconductor industry. Intel, for the lasers that are used in the chip making. Did I have a picture of a laser a minute ago? There you go. Helium neon gas mixture in the tube. You can remember the old lasers, but they used to have like a ruby rod, and they used to build up or whatever stuff in the, got anodes and look, that doesn't look like a ruby rod on there. No. Anyway, I digress. So I went too far up. I'll come back. Oh, what have I done? Just go back. Not you. This one. That's it. Get back online there. So, scroll down. Anyway, the ongoing conflict is expected to hit companies such as Intel, which gets half of its neon from Eastern Europe. Now, Intel might be among the companies hit by the Russian sanctions, thanks to semiconductors, the semiconductor industry's reliance on the neon gas. I'm led to believe there's nothing else they can use. They have to use this particular gas, and at the moment they've put all their reliance, well, at least half their reliance, into Russia. Now, let's check out the chat. Because I keep seeing it move up. Oh, it means people are writing stuff. Hello, Mellow. I hope you're well, buddy. Oh, cap lock. Oh. Oh, you had a Zenit as well, did you? Probably still works. And it doesn't need batteries. They might need batteries, just needs It might need batteries. You probably had the one with the selenium cell. Meter on it. It's just got like a little selenium cell. Usually, I think it was in front of the where the little prism was. You know, with the little pyramid on the front. That was a good camera. That was. I can't remember what model it was. I think it was the 11. I think it was Zenit 11, if I remember rightly. Oh, well, I digress. From Journey, it looks like to have a switch from nickel to steel strings. Oh, what do you think, your guitar? Maybe. It's not going to be violin, is it? No, that'd be catgut. Yeah, I've got coffee. Eddie Togago, you can have a 30-day extension, but it is thought that Russia might default on debt. It looks like they're going to be defaulting within a couple of weeks on debt anyway. They're losing access to their money. With the SWIFT system as well, you know, the communication system used for transfer of money is that was a really clever idea. That was remove them from that. They got about 700 billion in reserves for this war or war in general. And they can't access. There's about 300 or 400 billion they can't access. So that's not going to help them. Good. We're starting to get stuff from Canada. Oh, what are we getting from Canada? Oh, are you meaning because of this? Well, we will be if you're talking about the UK from Canada because of the CPTPP. You'll be getting hormone-injected beef, you will. Anyway, local Ukrainian centre near me has just sent an HGV loaded with supplies to the Polish border. Brilliant. That's good to know. You might already know, you'll not already know this, Lee, but Graham and Kieran, the van driver, are heading to the Ukraine border. I think they're going on the 21st as well. He'll probably probably live streaming at times, won't he? Like he did last time. But, I did want to tag along with them, but obviously you can't have three in the front of that van. It'd be a bit smelly. I'm not talking about me, obviously I'm talking about Graham. Obviously. So, and I don't have an ideal vehicle to go. I'd drive there. It's all a bit late now, to be honest. What was it? Not really, is it? No. It sounds like a law the Republicans would implement. Ha ha ha. Laugh out loud. Lost in France, Elon Musk and Putin in a spacecraft to Mars is a good option. Or together. I think you don't like Elon Musk. He's a bit of a character, isn't he? 3 Russian 2-star generals have been killed. There's been quite a few generals have been shot dead by the Ukrainians. Esther Witt says, love the story out of France of the break of Putin's villa and the it's quite good, isn't it? And the people saying plenty of room for refugees here. And now there's a suggestion of what to do with seized property. What were all these mega yachts as well? You get quite a few in there, wouldn't you? You know, what a way to live, eh? Ooh, in a mega yacht. Oh, let's take it. Yeah, let's get back. I keep forgetting to come out of my box. They could seal strings. Either Zenit probably. Oh yeah, probably still works. Richard Turner, hello, buddy. Don't forget, not everyone will suffer rising energy prices. MPs, no, they won't suffer because they've got money. As a percentage of their income, it's tiny, isn't it? It's just the ordinary people like us. We're the ones that are going to, feel the brunt of it, which isn't great. It's just makes life so much harder. I'm just going to. I'm a bit bright. Am I a bit bright? Oh, no, not that way. No, the other way. I don't see any working anyway. Oh, I'm doing sharpness. I thought that was the wrong one. Compensation. Oh, that's it. Oh, I'm getting a bit dark now. And I'm too sharp. Oh, crikey. That's better, I'll do. Abnormal Abner says China has 90% of the world's rare earths. Yeah, because they keep that. this is where, dictatorships and communism comes in, because they're playing the long game, aren't they? China's definitely playing the long game. They've signed up all these. So we'll build you a road, but we want all your rare earth materials. Yeah, but we'll build you a road and maybe a school. I don't know what they do. So yeah, China's got their head screwed on. They know what they're doing. Jean-Melos, as long as the EU buys Russian oil and gas, it helps Russia's war. Yeah, that's true, Jean-Melos, but what are you supposed to do? If you just cut off the flipping gas to the EU, how are people going to heat their homes? It's flipping freezing at the moment. What options we got? What's happened is for way too long we've allowed ourselves to be too dependent, and we do need to obviously remove that dependency on Russian gas. But we didn't plan for the war, and we didn't actually. I don't know. I digress somewhat, but just what is the answer? Some of these people are old, and if they don't heat their homes, they're going to die. They'll die of hypothermia. So we can criticise the EU, and besides, you say it's the EU. But we're really talking about individual states, aren't we? I know we have the shared energy things, so you can barter down the prices and what have you. But each country has a different dependence on energy. For instance, France, obviously produces a huge amount of electricity. You could say the same about, us supplying about 10% of UK's electricity across the Channel. And then you've got the Channel Islands as well. We could say, well, we're stuffed here, couldn't we, in France? And say, well, and then you say, well, we should have had all our dependence in France, should we? We're at war with them now. So, I don't know. It's difficult. Ideally, we all have our own supply. And regarding electric, I think really we should be thinking about individual supply, as in if you actually have solar panels on the roof, for instance. You reduce power loss as well, because obviously you'd have less been lost in cables and stuff like that. When you talk about high voltages going through like 20,000 volts, whatever might be going through these overheads, it disperses into the atmosphere a percentage of that. The only reason they have high voltages is just so they can get more electricity down a smaller cable. You wait when you start, everyone's got electric cars. There's just no way on this earth we're going to be able to get the power into all these cars when everyone comes home from work and plugs them into plugs their EVs in, and then all of a sudden, oh damn, okay, all the power goes out. It's not just whether you can make the electricity; it's how you get it to the homes. Some of these charge like 200 amp charges. They're massive things, and a lot of people's supplies in their houses and 30 amps, 60 amps, maybe 100. Us for instance, our supply we can go up to 60 amps, but our supply in the house is quite small. The idea would be running an EV battery charger for long periods of time is for the birds, really. These batteries are big. You think how long it takes to charge a car battery. It's just it's crazy. I'd say it's crazy, but we've got to go that way. Don't be wrong. It's definitely the route we've got to go, but we need the infrastructure to be able to supply these cars with electricity. Now, I'm an electrician. Well, I was an electrician. I ain't practiced it for a very long time. I got to 17th edition, but so you got an amperage and draw on the cables, and you got cross section of the cable. How big the cable's got to be to pull that amount of power. The jump leads on your car, for instance. You're only talking about 12 volt, but you jump leads on your car. They're big, aren't they? So you get a lot of power through in a short space of time. I was looking at bottlenecks of power. So yeah, I would like an electric car still though. More solar panels. Terry Dakinalis. Cool news story where hackers hacked car charging stations in Russia. Really? Oh, that's it. Why is that being? Oh, because you got a naughty word in there, but you have put a little star in it, asterisk in it. Anyway, Putin is a yes. We do. We agree. He is one of them. Actually, I've got one up there. Oh, up there. Oh here. Yeah. I've got my very own little Putin here. Look. and a Russian doll. That was my mother's, actually. That's quite old. Yeah, that's my Putin. Got a crocheted penis. I mean, crocheted, what's it? Oh, ginger giraffe. Ginger giraffe. Do you like that? Oh, Naked the Schmidt. Howdy, hi. You just dropping in. Very good to see you here. We'll have a big group hug. Oh, okay, that's a bit scary. Dave Biggins, replace VAT on fuel with a fixed levy. Now, like in France, we don't have road fund license in France. It's literally all on the fuel. But if you you have a positive negative sort of if you re-register a car. So if I buy a car, I have to pay a registration fee. If it's over 10 years old, it's half price. It's half the fee, but it's calculated on the basis of its emissions. So if you buy an electric car, you can actually get right up to 6,000 euros in France. So you can pay and use money. You get a discount for your electric car. I still can't afford one though. I wish I could. Carno Films Putin. Oh, okay. That Putin. I say Putin. That's what I say. Putin. He's one of them. Simon says 55. I worked in a farm museum once, and they had a dog treadmill for making butter. Seriously, blimey. I've got some old paddles they used for making the box of butter, the old-fashioned paddles, which I found here in the barn. Ginger giraffe. Oh, I must show that. So come on, ginger giraffe. You never thought of making one of those? I think you should. My daughter made this, by the way, for her father. We are a strange family, as you can probably tell. So yeah, it's even got hairs on it. Look at that. See, that's pretty cool. It's quite nicely done, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, there. I don't think Putin has one quite that big. Small man syndrome. And all, yeah, that's why he has to have those massive mega yachts. He's compensating for something else, isn't he? Nika Schmidt has given me the big eyes. I just dropped it in. I'm not sure I should have done. Camera Films UK Gove need to lower. The government needs to lower the fuel duty. That's what they've done in France. Although I went to the fuel station because it's supposed to be done today, you see, on this Monday, and I did have a look today, and there's no sign of it as yet that they've lowered the fuel duty. So that's a bit of a pain. So hopefully they do. And over at you say Stirling engine is cool. Swedish submarines use it. Oh. A Stirling engine. What is a Stirling engine? Is that just the make, or is it a type of engine? Is it like the Hunt for Red October? You know, the Caterpillar drive? No? Okay. Let's do it. A few years back, there was a documentary where they used the excess heat from a plant to heat greenhouses using waste. Yes, I did play with that idea once before. Let's do it. In my greenhouse, as a way of heating the greenhouse, using the compost, having the compost in the greenhouse and having a heat exchanger in. It didn't work. So the experiment basically it didn't work. You have to wait so long for the actual heat. The heat can get about 60 odd degrees in the compost, you see. But getting that heat out before it cools down too much, it didn't work. Move a piston. What? It uses the difference between temperatures to turn a piston. That's an interesting idea. It's a type of engine. I get you. No explosives in. Yeah, so it's not a combustion engine. That's a really quite cool idea. Oh, Sarin995 says, but Wally, everybody charges overnight in France at 16 amp hours. Children take plenty for a full charge in the morning. 16 amp hours. But if we all did it, all at the same time, if everyone had, everyone would be plugging their cars in at 16. That's quite a small charge, actually, 16 amp hours. So what would that be? 16 amp hours. You're going to be looking at about 15 amp hours. How many watts? Is probably like 3,000 or 4,000 watts. So solar. That's what you want. Lots of solar panels directly in the car. Or a trailer mounted with solar panels, so you're just constantly driving. All the time. It's like perpetual motion. Do the Lidls in France have solar charging stations? Yes, they do. In fact, there's quite a few of them dotted about. But they have independent, they have their own supplies. Because they're rapid chargers. They're not designed for long, overnight charging. So, see, some of the houses here, especially rural France, they wouldn't have enough power to do 16 amps. When we first bought this house, we had a 4 amp supply in this house. It was basically as there really to do the electric fences for the cattle. But we upped it, and also we top it up with the solar, and we did have wind turbines at the time as well, but the wind blew it over. Actually, they didn't blow it over. That was spinning so fast, for some reason it didn't track out of the wind, and the blades got so far they actually left the wind turbine. 1 minute they're there, the next minute they've gone. We watched it. God, this is scary. You can't do anything about it because you can't lower the wind turbine when it's doing that, going crazy on the top of this pole. And so it was about 2 kilowatts, just shy of 2 kilowatts, and the blades. That's about what's the wingspan of that thing? With the diameter. That was about 6 to 8 feet. It was quite big. It was quite a big wind turbine. But anyway, they left. The blade just disappeared. We found 2 of them in the field, sort of stuck in the ground. But the third one, I don't know where that went. But we want to build a Vought. That's what I want to build, as a Vought wind turbine. And basically where the blades go upwards. Because we're in the valley. And because we're in the valley, a horizontal wind turbine, the problem with that is that it requires clean airflow. And where we are, being on the valley, it constantly track in and out of the wind constantly. So it isn't so effective. Whereas for us, where we're positioned, a Vought would be better. A vertical wind turbine would be better because it's like flicking a merry-go-round. Because all the load, and you have negative magnetic bearings. There's very little friction, and it's just like. So if the wind slows up at any time, it'll carry on rotating. Whereas what happens with like I said, because of the tail, it tracks and it sort of bends around and it tracks out the wind, which isn't very helpful. Well, it's helpful in the sense, obviously blow up, but they go too fast. Anyway, this one didn't blow up, but mine didn't blow up. The actual generator's still okay, but the blades left, so I need to make some wooden blades maybe or some for. These were metal ones, but they just got metal fatigue in them and they're just gone. Pretty much all at the same time. Once one went, all 3 of them went. That's quite scary, actually. So what we got going on here? Permibird. That is why active compost is great for Stirling engines. Blimey, this sounds a really smelly engine. And it creates a constant heat of around 140 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius, to be honest. Well, if you're talking about compost, you can get like heat around 60, 70 degrees out of compost in the centre of the compost. I don't know about an engine. Hello, number 3. I hope you're well. Brian Maguire. I hope you're well too. He's from Antwerp. So, but not quite. I think the UK government functions as a crime family. Yes, they are a crime family. They're like that. They are. Or is it? Maybe, I don't know, something like that. They're very close. Yeah, with crime. They're not great, are they? Well, it is Alexander Moss, Steffel Johnson, Audrey Spen, and obviously Jacob Rees-Mogg with all his funds. Was making them loads of money in Russia. Ha 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 ha. Probably not now. So, see Robert Murray Smith channel. Is that regarding this engine, Robert Murray Smith? Don't know. He might have a. What's it? Who is Robert Murray Smith? I will get back into it in a moment. Even though nothing's happening here. Nope, it didn't do it. You can't actually copy and paste out there. Or can you? Oh, yes, you can. But empowerment. I believe that with creativity, experimentation, anything can be achieved. Oh, and check them out. Obviously not right this second. Because I think it's a digression too far. So, okay, what's going on here? Anyway, let's get back into it. So let's go back into my little hole. Ooh, oh, there we go. Whew, that was close. Now I'm on the wrong page. Okay, let's bring you over. Oh. Okay, we're back. I don't know what's going on there, but something a bit silly going on there. Oh, someone subscribed to the channel. So the cap's free. Don't know what's going on there, but there you go. Be flicking around all these pages. Let's get back. We're back. We're back. But where did I actually get up to now? Okay, AllShorts. Yes, AllShorts. You know, the steel maker in Russia. Now, yeah, they're set up for the neon gas, and because it's a side effect of major, the steel production. And about 90% of the gas used by the US semiconductor industry for lasers used in chip making. Oh, anyone remember the Xeon? No, because I do. Well, it's still used today. It's good on, you got dual processors. The ongoing conflict is expected to hit companies such as Intel, which gets around half its neon from Eastern Europe. And Intel might be among the companies hit by the Russian sanctions, thanks to the semiconductor industry's reliance on this neon gas. Oh, but what about palladium? Is it palladium? Can't remember. Palladium. Anyway, Russia accounts for about 16% and 24% of platinum and palladium global exports, respectively. It's a very important. There's lots of these minerals and metals that is used in semiconductors that you can't do without. There isn't always a replacement for it. So they got us by the short and curlies, really. Outside the use of jewellery, dentistry, platinum, etc., is also critical for the electronics sector. Like neon, palladium is also used by the semiconductor industry, which is already suffering from supply bottlenecks. Remember, the industry is only just starting to pick up again after, obviously, what's going on with COVID and the pandemic and what have you. And the fact that you got the car industry decided, I don't know, that's COVID. We don't know. We don't need to cancel our orders. And then they found that they needed the chips a bit later on, and there wasn't any available for them. So that caused problems with regarding car manufacturing. Now, palladium is also mined in North America. It's not just in Russia, but Russia's still a major supplier. And obviously, if you've got one supplier out of the loop, well, then there's going to be a shortage of these rare earth materials. Now, Russia was the 8th largest copper producer in the world. So all these little components, all these metals and all that stuff, all stuff used in the semiconductor industry, and because of all these sanctions, it's quite global in the sense that everything gets wiped out. All of a sudden you can't trade them, you've lost all access. Now, Russia is the 8th largest copper producer in the world last year, but sanctions will still hit copper buyers hard because the country is, it's the 3rd largest exporter of copper cathodes. And I mentioned earlier about futures, when people invest and the thought that, they don't necessarily exchange money. So futures commodities trading, so it's almost like a promise. But the view is that there's nothing there to stop you getting your product, but the product ends up being worth more money than you sell it. And anyway, but obviously with this going on, it's going to really affect commodities trading as well. So where was I? I digress again. I keep losing myself. So the sanctions are going to still hit copper buyers hard because the country is the 3rd largest exporter of copper cathodes, the primary raw material for manufacturing copper rods for the wire and cable industry, batteries and all sorts of stuff. We still use a lot of copper. We did, some cables that we started using a lot of aluminium and stuff like that, but aluminium, a lot of that has come from Russia. we really have, we put too much dependence on this because there are places like in the United States what have you can mine a lot of this stuff from. But, we still seem to, it's like bako foil. Old turkey foil, cooking foil, for, maybe turkey at Christmas. Put it in the oven. A lot of that comes from Russia. Massive supply. Anyway, the consequences of the war. To get burnt turkey, I'm sorry, but I have to keep basting it instead, won't you? Anyway, the consequences of the war would depend on how well prepared each chip maker is, how much stock they've got, basically. Well, we do kind of, our industries, we know the car, is just in time deliveries, isn't it? That got screwed up by Brexit. But it's there's also the chip makers as well. How much of that stuff have they got in reserves if they can't access enough from Western markets where they're relying on the East, from Russia and Ukraine? Never realised how dependent we were on Ukraine. We really have crippled ourselves. It's bad enough with the food, the food markets. I dropped a video this morning regarding the fertilizers and what have you that we get from, from Ukraine and Russia. And Ukraine's actually on Saturday they've banned the export of all fertilizers. So that's going to really cripple our farmers in the UK. Which are going to have to, already going to have to be looking at intensive farming if they're going to be getting enough foodstuffs in the UK, because grain and stuff, it's going to be harder to come by in the UK and also in the rest of, in the EU as well. Because it's a consequence of it, isn't it? What is it? Corn, it's maize, corn, wheat products, barley, and grain products basically, and also sunflower oil. Chicken, and that's another one as well. I can't remember what the other one is now. Anyway, there's lots of stuff, lots of foodstuffs that we have to compensate somehow. But like farming in general, you have to plan, don't you? You have to think ahead. Farmers they don't just say, tomorrow I don't know what to do tomorrow. I'm going to get up in the morning. I'm going to we'll do wheat today. Tomorrow we'll do barley. Well, they plan ahead, years in advance generally, because they have to think about the condition of the soil. You can't keep planting stuff in the same place again and again and again. No. Unless you're going to do rotation crops. So, I don't know, say if you've got potatoes one year, so that family of crop can be in that sector for that year, and the following year it'll be something else, carrots or something, and you just keep rotating, so each plant has a different dependency on the NPKs that you have on the fertiliser. So, if you are going to do intensive farming, if you're constantly farming that same piece of land again and again and again, you have to fertilise it. And even then, quite often, even with rotation, you have to top up the nutrients throughout the growing season. If you want a good crop, and if you want to sell your crop, you need a good crop, don't you? So, comfrey, that's what we need to be growing. We need to be growing lots of comfrey. Yeah. And stick it in a bucket and let it smell in a bucket for a bit and then put it on our crops. What was that film? There's a film. They talked about fertilising seaweed. I know it's a bit random. Had Jason Statham in that. Anyone know that film? It was a really stupid film. Something about kings and stuff. I don't know, I digress. Obviously, there was a film. Anyway, so so the same was said. Where are we again? I keep digressing, don't I? Anyway, alternative sources of supply. Yes, whether or not they can set alternative sources of supply for the chip manufacturing. And the same has been said for the other side of the Atlantic in Washington, because they are also dependent on Russia for these for these rare earth materials. Now, and gases, which has announced several sanctions against Moscow, banning the export of technologies including semiconductors for Russia. So, needless to say, Russia needs semiconductors. They need silicon chips, and as well. And semiconductors, not just CPUs, it's all the little tiny ones as well, the little semiconductors, the more basic stuff as well. It's not all CPUs and GPUs. So they're going to be crippled somewhat by that. But are they? Because, well, we'll get into it in a minute, but they are lagging behind, don't be wrong, in Russia. But they have been sort of looking to the future somewhat with this. So, yes, Washington, as well as obviously the UK as well, and the EU, have banned the exportation of some semiconductors, that could be used to develop Russian weapons. Well, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, the TSMC, well, apparently they are the world's leading manufacturer of semiconductors, and they've announced that they're complying with the American decision and stopped exports to Russia as well. But what about China? You know, they're also a massive producer of semiconductors. Well, they're kind of sitting on the fence somewhat. And why haven't we sanctioned them yet? What about Huawei, who put it in there to help them out? You know, they've been training up their people to sort out their hacking problem. I can't remember where it is now, but there is actually... there's a website you can go to, and if you want to send messages, and even attachments to individuals in Russia regarding what's going on in Ukraine, it bypasses the... I need to find out where it is. It bypasses the firewall, basically. Russia's stopping all this, what they call propaganda. You know, misinformation is what they call it, but it's actually we call it the truth. So anyway, Moscow is highly dependent on the company's products as well, manufacturing of its laptops, smartphones, and advanced military equipment. So that's quite a big deal. That's why this Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company has actually done this. So that's another kind of got my short girdles. That's what you got to do, haven't you? You got to cut them off by the feet. You know. But there's a big but, and this is the big but. Oh, look at that! It's got Russian on it. Oh, okay. Well, this is a Russian CPU, and that has been developed over a period of time. They've got a new one coming out this year, actually. But they are slower. They're not comparable with Intel or AMD. But it's not designed for the domestic market. No. It's not designed for game players and people like that. It just has to do a job, a task. And that's like, if you talk about military demands, it just has to do a specific function. It doesn't have to think too much. It's just got to do a job. So it's not without its own CPU. Anyway, let's see what you've been saying. Oh, where's it gone? Here we go. Okay. Oh, don't scroll down. Abnormal Ukrainian farmers have switched to scrap metal dealing. Crikey. Busy. So I've heard. Who's seen the images of farmers towing tanks? That does give me that warm, fuzzy feeling inside. That it does. Oh dear, it's nuts. It is absolutely nuts. Oh. Okay. What else? Oh, Glasgow Kiss. How you doing, buddy? I hope you're well. I've got another sound effect in. I have. Yeah, got some more Star Wars ones. About a bit of
I don't want this Sunday slide in my side again.
Oh.
I don't want this Sunday slide in my side again. I don't want this Sunday slide in my side again.
Yeah, I sorted that. Yeah, but I think you got the gist. Oh dear. Got a bit of Star Wars, haven't you? So, Chinese semiconductors are considered second rate. Yeah, a lot of the Chinese semiconductors are in your mobile phones. You know, I remember the days when we all used to think all Chinese products are all rubbish. Like I had this torch once. There's a shiny metal torch, and and the switch was like a red button on it, and you could zoom it as well. I had to zoom so you could screw the top, but I think you could screw it too far, it fell off. And it had literally a glass lens on it. Years and years ago, this was. Nothing to D cells, I think it was, but it was rubbish. And lots of stuff Chinese was rubbish, but not everything Chinese is rubbish these days. Because at the end of the day, they're building. You know, I'm funny. This phone here, dare I say, it's Chinese. It's a OnePlus, brilliant phone, best phone I have ever had. I've got two now. My son's just gave me one. But really, really good phones. And Chinese, not all Chinese products. Everything here is made in China. I bet in my Stream Deck, but that's made in China. I bet that's made in my microphone here. My G-Track microphone. I bet that's made in China. Let's double check. Actually, I can't see. There's no writing on that bit. That's right underneath. Nope, there's no writing. I bet it is. I know my laptop here is made in China. It's an Acer laptop. So, I don't know about the Chinese semiconductors if they're rubbish though. They do have their own semiconductors as well, don't they? CPUs and what have you. Oh, Brian McGuire, chip wars. Oh, do you want that sour? Oh, fish and chips with vinegar and salt. Really healthy. Not. Ah, there. And dudettes. Hey, dudes and dudettes, says Glasgow Kiss. I would qualify as a crime against humanity. Why? Ukrainian farmers have switched to scrap metal collecting. Yes, I said that one, didn't I? Terry Declas says he's half Ukrainian, so worked with a local community to help incoming refugees. Oh, it's brilliant. The missus is in a property, so is looking for accommodation for them. And we'll sort out some PCs if need. That's pretty darn cool. Then if you're in the UK, though, they're really making it difficult, aren't they? It takes 11 days to sort out this so-called visa thing, and it looks like it's a bit of a scam as well, so you don't get refugee status. So it isn't great. No. Got more rights as a refugee than you have if you've got a visa. It's just... who was it on? That was... him and Egghead. He was on the news this morning, wasn't he? On Sky. Oh dear. Why can't he just make it easy for people, you know? You've got EU member states, Poland for us, come on in, pretty much. But they can only do it for so long. They need to be able to distribute people, find places to go. They're brimming at the moment. You don't want to put them in a position where they feel that they've got no choice but to say, sorry, I can't take them more. We need to make sure they pass through. Now, me and Mrs. I said this last night, actually. Me and Mrs. We are seriously considering, we haven't talked about it since, but we mentioned it this morning, but about taking somebody in here just to, maybe as a stop out so they can actually get themselves organised. Sort of halfway house sort of thing. We couldn't do it long term because, you just couldn't. I suppose we could really. Well, I don't know. Just been videos, Glasgow Kiss. Everyone's saying hi to Glasgow Kiss. Oh, you're popular, mate. You're popular. I didn't know. Okay. Space shuttle still had core. Oh my god, really? Well, it blew up as well, didn't it? An O-ring failure. Is there still a charge for the visa? Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if there is a charge. All I do know is that it's taken a long time. I don't think there would be a charge, would they? That'd be really immoral. Refugees don't need a visa. A visa? Visit or visa? No, this is a scam anyway. This government is just... Yes. Oh, dear, I just suggest... Okay, yeah, but you're correct, Ben Riddings. We're stuck with him for the moment, though. Sadly. We have about 8 years before the climate goes bonkers, apparently, so why are we fighting? Yeah, but number 3, just think about what's going on at the moment. They're completely devastating Ukraine, knocking everything down, blowing everything up. What happens now? Let's say, for instance, old Putin, he says, okay, old Putin decides he runs away, doesn't he? Old Putin does. I'd have a mega yacht just for compensation, but I haven't got one, sorry. So you have to make do with, he runs away. Or he gets, it's a coup, or maybe somebody takes him out with a bit of luck, What happens to the country afterwards? Well, they're going to have to rebuild it. Can you imagine the amount of CO2 production that's going to go into the atmosphere? It's about 1 tonne of CO2 for every tonne of concrete. All that CO2 that's already been spent to build the country originally, and now it's all going to have to be done again. I don't see all of it, but a hell of a lot of it. It's... Regarding environment, it's terrible. It's awful. Not just for the people, but also for the environment, isn't it? And they're going these tanks, aren't they? And they're just obliterating the ground. They want to do this before it falls. Because if they wait after it falls, regarding the tanks and what have you, because they're not just going down roads, They're going everywhere, destroying every blooming thing. If they wait until it falls, the tanks get stuck. It would just be mud. Just mud. They'll be knee deep in mud, they'll be. One tank will get through okay, the second one might be alright, the third one might be alright, but when you get to the 100th tank, they'll all be like, glug, under the mud. I might be exaggerating, but just a little bit. Please forgive me. Okay, you don't have to. But no, it's not great. It's another. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, buddy, but it's just quite scary, really, regarding the environment. I mean, I think we're all screwed. So we're all done for, aren't we? You say 8 years before the climate goes bonkers. Apparently, no, I don't think there's any apparently about it. Do you really? I've noticed changes. It seems to be escalating. The changes regarding the environment. It's not just, this is just random. It's just, I remember in 1968. We had a freeze, or 1962 or something. We had a really hard freeze that froze down to about 3 foot down in the ground, and all the pipes froze. They did, all the water pipes. Yeah, that's freak weather. But this is getting progressive. It's getting progressively worse. It's very worrying. Now, where I used to live in Norwich, if anyone knows Norwich in Norfolk, anyone knows Yarmouth, yeah, they voted leave. Crazy. They put that grass in the wrong box. That's what they did. And you got the A47. They go straight. And either side is just flats, marshland basically. There's a bit of farmland there. And there used to be like windmills and stuff. They used to constantly pumping the water off the land, the drainage, and so they could farm it. Otherwise they can't farm it. But anyway, that's going to be all underwater. We'd be lucky to have a road going to Yarmouth. But that's all right. We'll annex that. Oh dear, it's not what it used to be. No. Actually, what was it used to be? I can't remember it being very nice there. It's always been horrible. Everyone used to go to Yarmouth in their little cottages and that, and get little beach huts and what have you. But no, not now. Cameron, Einstein said once, bees are gone, we have 4 years left. Yeah, how are we going to pollinate? You can't hand pollinate everything. Because not just talking about, obviously, in plantations and stuff, where everything's in one place. You're talking about everywhere. We're right with chocolate, though. Chocolate will be fine, because I'm sure the mosquitoes will live. Because they, chocolate, cacao, that's pollinated by mosquitoes. Lovely. So we just have lots of mosquitoes. And probably lots of flies, because all the rotten corpses everywhere. Was that a bit grotesque, wasn't it? Yeah. Shows that camera films, that's actually quite interesting. I didn't know that. I might have read that at some point, but I can't remember. My memory's a sieve. It really is a sieve. There's too much stuff rattling around in there. And none of it seems to join up anymore. Oh dear. So, Terry Decker, you're in the UK, okay. Ukrainians don't want to stay here. No, they want to go home. Anyway, they want to go home, but at the moment they can't. This is, quite frankly, the way they're talking in Russia, this is genocide. It's just good. And I know that, don't get me wrong, I know we don't have any option, but I just wish that we could actually just go and take them out. Or at the very least protect these people. Maybe they control the skies or something, but I know we can't, But I just want to, if you know what I mean. When you see that poor woman is, she got dislocated, a crushed pelvis, dislocated hip, she's heavily pregnant, they had to do a cesarean section to get the baby out in a hurry, and she died, and so did the baby. So it's awful. It's absolutely awful, and it's not a lone case either. Listen to the doctor today, who the surgeon who actually worked. Oh, it's just so sad. Oh, it's horrible. Boris Johnson is to accept. No, God, really? What, another pay rise? They just have a pay rise, all the MPs. What about $3,000? So he's got to get another pay rise, is he? Is this an independent pay rise, or is it the yearly MP pay rise? Wasn't it Caroline Lucas who last year? She was it the year before? she wouldn't accept the pay rise, or they went to charity or something. Still better than Putin regime, I suppose, and you can still call them. Yeah. Just young boss. Yeah. You can still call them. Yeah, you call them that. Yeah. And you don't get jailed for it regarding the British government. You've still got a certain amount of freedom of speech, or they're going to be taking that away from us very soon. Brian Maguire, Putin might put puppets in, but he can't keep them there. What? Yeah, this is a real valid point, because how is he going to... These people are the Ukrainians. They've been ripped out. Their soul's been ripped out. They're going to be so bitter. So bitter. You could put any, regime in there. They can't police it forever. They're going to get taken out. All these guns everywhere as well now. It's going to go on and on and on. Or engage in unconventional warfare against puppets, yes. Number 3 says, normal for Norfolk means putting the cross in the wrong box. Yes, it does appear that way. Yeah. Too many people done that in Norfolk. Are you referring to how I feel about Ben Riddings regarding helping Ukraine? I feel that we're cowed. Or cowed. Sorry, we're cowed. We say that we can't do nothing because Putin will press the button, because Putin's threatened to press the button. Nuclear, weapons and nuclear warfare, but we're in some ways, I feel that we're in World War III already. At least a Cold War. However, if we took Russia, what would China do? Well, China needs to trade with someone. They're not going to do a lot of trade with Russia, are they? In comparison to what they do with the West. I don't know. I think China, just looking at their financial needs, they're a rock and a hard place in some ways. Because they want some friends. Xi Jinping. Brian Maguire, pay rise required. Has to pay for the off-licence bill for the COVID part. A good point, actually, yeah. We should really feel for them, shouldn't we? Esther Witt says, where I grew up, if the snow wasn't up to your bum by the first weeks of November and up to the roof levels by the end of the month, it was a mild winter. That sounds very cold. Is it Ginger Giraffe? You're quite cold where you are at the moment, I believe. Or at least you have been. I don't know if it's warmed up yet, I hope. I hope it has. Lee Corn, there's a reason Putin picked Ukraine and Georgia to invade. They're not in NATO. He knows a fight with NATO would be one that neither side would win. But the thing is, we don't want to give him time to be able to rebuild his forces, do we? Do you think, or not? It's just me being silly. Although I think he's about 5%. That's all of his military regarding Ukraine that he's lost so far. It's not a lot. Yeah, you're right, Nick. That's what I was thinking, because they do very little trade with Russia. Well, Russia's economy is tiny for their population. Actually, what is Russia's population at the moment? Let's have a quick look. Population Russia. I wonder if it's anywhere near Nigeria. But 200 million people live in Nigeria. Population of Russia. $144 million people in Russia. And what's their GDP? Again, who actually, gross domestic product, who actually supplies that information? Is it Russia? They got a GDP apparently of 1.48 trillion, which is a lot less than the UK. It's less than Italy. Spain's 1.2 and Italy's 1.8 or nearly 1.9. This is dollars, by the way. And Russia has a GDP per capita of $27,900. It's in 2017. This is, and the UK's GDP in 2017, not 2022. Obviously, it'll be a lot less. Was 44,300. Now, your population in the UK is about 66, 67 million. And you got 100. The math it doesn't work in their favour, does it? There's a lot of poverty in Russia as well. GDP of Italy. Says P. Dallas. Lee Corn, Putin is playing chicken with NATO. He is. I agree. He's playing chicken with NATO, and he's pushing hard. Well, all it takes is just a slip up, and we're going to end up pushing back. Well, what was it this morning or yesterday? Was it yesterday? Or was it this morning? The missiles that are about within 15 kilometres of the border or thereabouts of Poland. You had old Egghead on, said if one boot goes over, we're looking at World War III or a retaliation. It's warming up here. Oh, hello, gingers. It's warming up and the snow is melting. Oh, that's a good sign. You've got to get yourself warm. Oh, God, you're talking about sarin gas. Remember what happened in Syria with that? Literally burnt all their lungs. That sarin gas. It's like it's like having overdosed in a swimming pool, chlorine, and burn all your lungs. Up here, 144 million people. That's a lot of people, isn't it? This is P. Dallas. If we go to chemical warfare, then don't let die organise the alert system. Oh, an app. What? Oh, no, that's the wrong app. How much does that cost, I wonder? Oh, giddy aunt. Brian Maguire, look at Little Island. It's $83,812 USD. 83. Oh, God, I can't get words out now. I'm all bugged up. But at least I haven't got COVID. No. I got a funny feeling I might not have had it anyway. Because I made a bit of an assumption that I had COVID because my son had COVID. And I spent the evening with him and his dear wife. But I think I just got a cold. Thank God. So they're all running from Russia, leaving Russia. Some might never go back. Yeah, there's lots of the Russian people themselves are suffering, but not everyone in Russia believes in what's going on, as in the Russian propaganda, do they? Silver bullet time, yeah. I mentioned this film the other day, actually. I think it's called The Interview. Well, they're going to North Korea, and Kim Jong-un, or whatever his name is. He hasn't got an anus. There's something about suppository. Yeah, it's about taking out the president of North Korea. That's what we need to see. We need someone to go in as ricin or something, on that very long table. Just paint the whole blooming table. Just do a proper job up. Paint the whole table with rice. Eventually he'll touch it. One end or the other. Camouflage is not. It's not a Russian war. It's Putin's. Yeah, that's a good point. There are a lot of people who believe all this and they think it's a good thing. They've just been sunk and been brainwashed. You know what happened in Germany, what have you, and the propaganda that's going over there. You go, Hitler, what you do? Build roads and infrastructure, spend huge amounts of money behind massive debt, and then also aeroplanes, the Heinkels, and call them just create a passenger flight system. Then we're going to war now. We'll rip all the seats out, and now there'll be bombers. The Heinkel bomber. Still haven't adjusted to tropical winters here in Belgium. Tropical winters in Belgium. You've got the same line as in the UK, but you're okay because we pump all the gas to you, and you sell it back to us for twice the price. Yeah, I've told you this before. This does actually happen. I was working in Connectum in Bacton Gasworks, and we were pumping gas. Or I wasn't pumping. I was contractor. They were pumping gas over through the pipelines. And you see it on the screens. U-turn, and they come back again to the UK. Exchange, the exchange market. Sell it back for more money. Somebody makes a lot of money. I couldn't believe what I saw. Oh, crikey, you're kidding me. Elon Musk challenged Putin for a fight over Ukraine. What, fisticuffs. Brian Maguire, I told you last night there's a nasty cold, and that's all it is going around. Hot toddy, whiskey. I'm not like whiskey. I'm off the alcohol. Actually, I've got a glass of wine here. Star Wars, yeah, got Star Wars. Yeah. Got a Wookiee there. R2D2. We just have one bottle of wine a week on the weekend. That's it. That's what's left over. I keep getting fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter, and I've got to lose some weight. You can see the Drumpf got his... Oh, yeah, the Drumpf. His playbook from. Putson uses all the same dialogue as the orange one, who happens to be...
Like you'll go person, woman, man, camera, TV.
Oh, he's a very clever man as that one, isn't he? Wouldn't you say? No? Okay. Nor would I. So, Ben Ridding's... you can see... Yeah, everyone hates him, which we do. I can't... Oh, God, he's such an awful man, isn't he? And he's been supporting Putin. He's genius move, he goes. It's a genius move, waving his little hands about. God, man. Hot toddy is not a drink. It's a medicine. Oh, okay. I don't know what that is then. No. I don't know what hot toddy medicine is. What about hot toddy? Is that like a medicine too? Well, can you catch something from that? Or you get a different illness from that one, can't you? Yeah, a bit of a itch. Yeah, get some crabs. Elon Musk annoys me. Oh, he does it. Okay, he is irritating. I have to admit. They're getting so high. So I've been told. Who's the biggest? What? Okay. It's just a big who has the biggest. Oh, I get your point there. Yeah, we're talking about measuring. Yeah. Bezos and Branson with their space race. I met Branson, Mr. Branson. I was in a meeting with him, believe it or not. When I was doing the old radio station years and years ago. Yeah, he was getting involved with charity work we were doing with Oxfam. Long time ago. It would have been about 2001, 2002. He was younger then. I tell you what I did like about Branson is when he helped some, like for instance, I can remember he helped somebody set up a wedding dress company, and he dressed up in the wedding dress. He's quite funny like that. Brian Maguire. My mum introduced my wife's family in France to hot toddies. They were confused, and so am I. I still don't know what a hot toddy is. Apart from as a medicine of some description. What is it? Is it like honey and lemon or something? Or something like that? No? Is it, Benedictine or that stuff. Price of fuel is becoming scary. That is. Just stock up now before they ration it. That's a valid point. They're supposed to reduce the taxes here in France, but it doesn't look like it's referring to the pump, unless they have done it, and it hasn't made much difference because the prices have gone up even further. And I need fuel at the moment. My car's empty. Still, Bezos can at least stand up and tell the world that Captain Kirk rode on a giant. Yeah, it does look what is it about Elon Musk's space link thingy, spaceship, his rocket? It looks very phallic. It looks like something out of Austin Powers. It really does. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Or is it a weeder or something else? Yeah, it was it looks rude. There you go. I'll allow that one. Whenever you say things like that, or they're a little risky, even if you put the little, asterisks in, it still comes up as a warning, and should I allow it or not? But I do, because it's rude. I like rude. I do. Yeah, saucy. I get back into what I was supposed to be talking about. Malt whiskey and very hot water. Oh, okay. I didn't realise. That ruins a good malt whiskey, doesn't it? Glenfiddich or something like that, no? I wreck it. Oh, yeah. Or do you feel better afterwards? Or you just drink lots of whiskey and just hope it does the job? I see. So it's hot water, whiskey, cloves. I see that working. Honey and sugar. Then in France, you can get stuff, clove oil. A bit like, the stuff you put in your teeth to numb it. If you've got a toothache or whatever, this clove oil. You'll be really careful because your whole man, you spit everywhere and you drill. Because it's, clove oil. That stuff is crazy. Our French neighbour put us onto this stuff, so we bought some. That was a bad idea. It lasts too long as well, because you're dribbling and you're spitting everywhere. That's not great. Whiskey, lemon, arms, clothes, water, hot water. Pay attention. Your trip home has affected you. So I clear my no, don't worry, honestly. That's fine. That's fine. I ain't got a problem with it. It's whether like YouTube does, because it just keeps bringing it up and I have to click OK or no. Yeah. Yay or nay. Great band, Hot Toddy. Oh dear. Two of the bands. I quite like was it Edwin? Remember whoa! Oh, that one. Yes, it's good for nothing. Quite frankly. So, anyway, shall I get back to what I'm supposed to be talking about, really? Yeah. Oh, back in we go. So, where are we? Yes, Russian chips. Oh, not fish and chips. No, I don't know if they have fish and chips in Russia. That'd be something else. It'd be, chicken Kievs and stuff. Anyway, but Russia is not without its own CPU. They do have their own CPU in Russia. You're complaining about China's CPU. You can imagine what the Russian one is like. Oh, my Gideon. But they do have a CPU, and they are developing it further. Because them too don't want to have dependence on the West, or not too much dependence anyway. So, yes, it is true that Russia does have, it's been developing its own VLIW, or Very Long Instruction Word Architecture. And even that was long. Called Elbrus. Yes, they got their Elbrus CPU. Now, these chips use parallel architecture. The problem with this, I think writing code for these chips is a nightmare because it's... Oh, something happened. Oh, just me videos. Oh, cheers, buddy. I got a super chat. Yay. Thank you. Just to help with filling the car. Yeah, that would be quite helpful, to be honest. Because filling the car is horrendous at the moment. It really is. I'm humming the harms. I was hoping the price would come down today, so I didn't put any in the car on yesterday. And we live in the sticks. So everywhere you go if you go anywhere, we don't go very far, to be fair. Requires getting in the motor car. So it is a nightmare. That is a nightmare. So there's this chip called Elbrus, and it uses parallel architecture, but also you have to write code in parallel for it as well. All the instructions for the particular chip has to be done in parallel, which makes it safe in some ways against hacking the actual chip. Remember the CPUs in the iPhones? There was a bug in them where people could hack the actual CPU. I don't know if they managed to patch that at all. I don't know. I imagine so. As everyone would be hacking iPhones with a bit of luck. I don't like iPhones, by the way, just so you know. Anyway, so coding is a pain for this particular type of chip. But that's not what this chip's not for the domestic market anyway. Even though it's available in the domestic market, it's not primarily what it's for. And the Kremlin have been for some time forcing this particular chip, though, on the civil sector, like in the offices and computers running these chips on their own dedicated motherboards. But these chips, quite frankly, they're not as fast, but they work differently. I think remember the original CMOS chips, or CMOS? Not CMOS, they're sensors. The RISC processors that were in the original Macintoshes, what have you, they work differently. They're great for graphics and stuff. That's why a lot of people use them for using Photoshop and what have you. But it's like these particular chips is in some ways are similar, because these particular chips are very good for GPUs. And there was some mainstream, I think ATI was using some of these AllShorts chips a few generations back for some of their GPUs, video cards. So yeah, but these chips are fraction speed in comparison to Intel or AMD, and I'm sure that, well,
what are you talking about?
yeah, sorry. Well, but so what these AllShorts chips do mean for the Russian, the machine, the military machine, is a dedicated processors such as military use, where the speed is not primarily the issue, really, because they're there to do a specific task. They haven't necessarily got to think; they just got to do a job. So, yeah. So where was it? So speed's not much of an issue, but it's not a primary issue. No, but still, much of the Russian war machine is highly dependent on Western technology still. But this year they're actually bringing out another chip, which is a 16-core, which today's standard, comparing to like Intel, what have you, there's not a huge amount of cores, and 16 nanometer CPUs, and it will lessen their dependence on the Western markets, regarding CPUs on AMD or Intel, for instance, or military chips in general. Now, they have been developing and building quite a force, apparently, with robotics. Yeah, there's like a drone tank. Oh, looks quite interesting, really. So the Russian army has dozens of types of land, air, surface, and underwater combat robots. Now, in varying degrees of readiness, many of them are already taking part in tests and drills, and are less dependent on Western tech, if at all. It's like they've been planning for this, isn't it? It's like, yeah, we want to take the West. Yeah, will they stop at, Ukraine? Maybe not, I don't know. They can look at the state of some of their forces. If you look at the tanks they've been sending in, it's not their modern stuff, is it? It's all old. They built up quite a force regarding tanks, maybe, but they're all it's like they just keep adding to it instead of replacing. So they've got quite a massive force. They've got huge amounts of tanks in comparison to the UK, for instance. But a lot of them are very old, but they still do a job, don't they? They've got to blow stuff up, haven't they? So the Russian army has dozens types of land, air, surface, and underwater combat robots and varying degrees of readiness. And many of them are already taking part in tests and drills, and are less dependent on Western tech. Now, although Western sanctions, Johnny 5, Western sanctions on technology supplied through Russia will seriously damage or even halt modern warfare by Russia. Now, Russia is developing independent technologies. Who's that? My door's opened. Oh, scary. So Russia is developing independent technologies for guidance systems and robotics, etc. No, it's not Johnny 5. Well, that's Johnny 5, but I don't think they built Johnny 5, no. So money is still defining the control factor. So embargoes on the technology exports, the fact that they can't export a lot of stuff now because no one's going to buy it. So obviously they've got a cash flow issue. Do not pair to...
Goodness gracious me.
Oh, something happened. What happened? Brian Maguire, cheers, buddy. Yay. Anyway, let's actually... I'm mumbling on here. To help me buy a bottle of whiskey to make hot toddies. Come on, James. Oh, Jameson for 25... Oh, is that? Oh, James, I do like Jameson. Irish whiskey. So where was I? I'll do it. So money is still a defining control factor for Russia because it's going to cripple them. While embargoes on technology exports do not appear to be as drastic as eviction from the SWIFT interbank information system, the communication system that allows them to make transfers. Now, the consequences are likely to be severe, as it could cripple Russia's innovation capacity in the long run, let alone access 400 billion of their 600 billion war reserve fund. Now, if Russia continues to be strangled by sanctions in the long term, a brain drain is likely to be the result. Yeah, just like Brexit, isn't it? And the loss of the EU Horizon project. There's about 90 odd billion. I think it was like 10 or 15 billion the UK has lost access to because they decided not to be a part of Horizon, which is madness. It's nuts, it is. So, yeah, I think I got to the end of that one. Like, oh, not C-3PO and R2-D2. Oh, can't be bad.
Goodness gracious me.
Oh, yes. I need a R2-D2 sound effect, don't I, as well? So there is a massive... It's a massive problem, obviously, for Russia, but also for the West as well, because the West needs these rare earth materials and this neon gas and other stuff, and Russia said no, we're not going to send it to you, and we can't trade with them anyway, and Russia's being crippled also by the fact they can't gain Western technology, but they are developing their own, but it isn't necessarily, well, a lot of it's not powerful enough. It's too slow. Bit like me. So anyway, let's get back out. Woohoo! See what you've been saying. And how are we doing for time? Oh, we are at an hour and a half. Cheers, that Brian. Brian Maguire. There's a video somewhere showing Russian MiG pilots with GPS modules taped onto their... You're joking. Really? That's nuts. What about all those MiGs and that are they in Poland? Oh, yeah, was it Poland? There's MiG jets. They're going to donate them to the United States. But the United States, no, it doesn't work. We can't do that. Obviously, because they don't want to interfere. Well, don't want to be perceived as getting involved. So Putin wants to return to Fortress Russia. Yeah, well, he should be, isn't he? Alexei Curie says Putin wants to return to Fortress Russia, joining the UK. Hello, Johnny. Elbrus is a 512-bit wide VLIW. Yeah, long architecture. What's it? But that's the compiler's problem. Yeah, they're bringing out a new one this year. In 2022, apparently. They might be delayed now. Maybe. Yes, a 16-core version, which is still not really comparable, but it works in a different system, doesn't it? It's not the same as an Intel, like the x86s or something. Estimate, well, at least a Bezos craft resembles its creator. It's like a giant. It's a giant! Johnson! Yeah, Alexander Bolster Bevel Johnson. Oh dear. Oh crikey. It's not a return of the Iron Curtain, it's back to the days of the Russian Empire. Putin sees himself as a great Tsar. That he does. I think he's going to lose favour with his people, though. I do actually think this is going to be the end of Putin, to be honest. I think. Oh, sorry, Johnny. I didn't see that there, buddy. Johnny says, Jeff's cordless upside down bungee dong is a rich man's toy. That is. Brian Maguire says, good whiskey, Glenfiddich Scotch. I do like Glenfiddich. What's that one I like as well? Cardew. Cardew is very nice. The Orange Thing from Hell. Don't want a sequel to that horror movie. But if Dems don't get that, the Democrats don't get their butts into gear, and the Republicans catch some common decency, we're doomed. They voted him in before. It could happen again. And was it because if it wasn't for COVID, maybe he'd have got in again. That's a scary thought, actually, isn't it? God. But at least...
And tremendously wet.
Yes, that it is. Fucking John Belos says, the EU Galileo system was the term I was looking for, not GPS. Oh, sorry, which is US. Yeah, Global Systems US, and then you got the Russian version as well, haven't you? And they got the UK's. The UK they bought into this very modern GPS system, which is fantastic. You can also get the internet on it, apparently. Yeah, I think it's called OneWeb or something. But apparently the GPS system doesn't work because it's not built for that. They're just like Chinese reverse. They're just like the Chinese reverse engineering. Well, it's like the Japanese were known for doing that as well, weren't they? They'd come over to the UK or various places and basically steal other people's technology, and then done very well out of it as well. Jason Brown. So the pilots should have Samsung's or Garmin gear on their dash. Well, talking about TomToms and Garmin, they didn't work here in France because they not my address anyway. It put people in the field on the other side of, about a kilometre over there for this address here. So you're better off with Google Maps. So yes, Orc Beach says there was a video on YouTube of a captured Russian tank where the reactive explosive armour was filled with egg cartons. What, really? Egg cartons? That's got to be staged, surely. I'm not calling you Shirley. You know what I mean. Jason Brown says it was more accurate. How the Russians have GPS alternative GLONASS, that's it, or something like that. It is more accurate, and it's in many phones. Yeah, most phones have access to GLONASS. I don't know if you do now. I'd like to turn it off. But if you remember, originally with the GPS system, that was the domestic version of it, or the domestic ability to connect. It was very inaccurate because it was just specifically for the American military, and then they flicked the switch and said, "Okay, we will get access now," which obviously for maritime made a massive difference to people. Less people get stuck in the Bermuda Triangle, you see. That's what's happening. I just made that up, but that's what I do. So the Chinese steal Russian chop. I bet the Chinese steal the Russian chop. What's Russian chop? And make their own anyway. Oh, chip, the Russian chip, make their own anyway. Well, they can't make their own anyway. They do have the technology. They do also make a lot of chips for mobile phones, don't they? The Snapdragon chip, is that Chinese? Or is that, something to do with Intel maybe? I don't know. Putin wants to return the forces of Russia. Copyright strike! What copyright strike? you talk about my pictures of Star Wars and stuff. There's probably lots of copyright strikes on there. The orange thing from hell. Yep. Oh, I've said that one already. Hot toddy. Dee. Oh, the British word for fart is Trump. The American word for is Johnson. There's just fair point. Yeah, there is a similarity there, isn't there? And your car sat nav stops working, says Brian Maguire. Let's stop hell. He'll be in jail. I hope so. Putin. Crikey. Because this was definitely war crimes. There's no argument. They collected so much information now and videos and all sorts of stuff. And it's just obviously war crimes. Hello, Chris Fisher. Looked legit. Shirley. I saw it too. Oh. The egg cartons. Oh, okay. Really? Oh, number 3 says the egg cartons are for the ESA and is an active explosive to counter missiles. Oh, I see. Similar technology is used by armoured cars to protect against mines. Oh. Is it a bit like Demolition Man? You know, when the car just like filled up with polyurethane foam. Is it kind of like that? Brian Maguire doesn't the Loran system need these huge antennas 300 meters high. Now we used to have one down here in Reunion. Oh, you're on a little island, are you? But it was taken down. Okay, Brian Maguire. What was that referring to? I see. I thought the US still had both Loran C and Loran M systems to fall back on for maritime use. Oh, that's interesting. Still need things like huge antennas. Oh, I see. Oh. Abnormal amnesties shouldn't really sneer too much at Russian weapon systems. No, we must not. They've got amazing, systems. What we've seen is just all the rubbish, all the old stuff. They keep all the new stuff back. They don't want to get that damaged. No, they just polish it on the weekends. Yeah, for Sunday drive. The S-400 air defence system is arguably the best in the world, and their hypersonic missiles seriously worry the USA. Yeah, crikey, those things are crazy fast. But didn't Trump, wasn't he developing the super duper, hyper duper, whatever it is, a missile? Something crazy like that. And then he got a Space Force, didn't he? It's like Boris Johnson's moonshot project. The moonshot or something like that, or something to do with the lateral flow tests. Okay, Democrats do. Oh, I see. Let's do it. The Democrats tend not to vote unless you light a fire under them, and the Republicans vote for the party regardless who's running. Mellow. Oh, retracted message. Onega Schmidt. Snapdragon is Qualcomm. Oh, I see. Oh, it's Qualcomm. Is okay? That's a US. It's an American company. A US company. Got a Snapdragon in my Chinese phone. No, my old LG G4. I think that had a Snapdragon, but that was a processor and that. But that was a stacked processor. And the LG G4 phone was a really good phone, actually, apart from the fact that it would overheat. Once it get older, it'd delaminate. The two chips would delaminate. Now, if you caught soon enough, you could actually get over it by actually just literally putting an iron on top of the processor to bond them back together. But if not, you had to find a way of actually getting the heat out of the processor, otherwise it would just keep crashing. And I did a video on this on my other channel, and it's literally, I created a little heat sink and bonded that to the top of the processor. It actually worked. Eventually, it gave up the ghost, but it did actually keep the temperature down. It was quite funny. I think it's crazy amount of views. Like 100 for me, like on my other channels, about 100,000 views on that video. Number 3. Well, it didn't work then because it had a shot right through a nice round heart. Oh, I see. You're talking about the egg crate. Yeah. Maybe some of this stuff is just to give the occupants this sense of security, which is not real. Relatively quick and easy. It's a bit like you do ham radio, where you set your wires up for the old CB and stuff. You got these wires everywhere, like an array. God, who's had CB before? Citizen band radio. 4 mobile phones. I'm starting to think the only really new Russian tanks are only used for parades in Moscow. Yeah, it seems Putin does not want the resources. Does not have the resources we thought. Or is he just sending in stuff that he can sacrifice? Maybe. Because who's fighting? Not be funny, but who's fighting it? Does he need all the top end stuff? Especially when they've got these anti-tank missiles, these defence systems that have been supplied by the UK. By the way, does Loran need satellites to operate? I do not know. Loran was superseded by Loran, and it used very, very little but use very little, as GPS is far more accurate. Oh, okay. Oh, there was a military expert. Oh, Terry says there was a military expert on LBC the other day who said that Putin doesn't realise his infantry is 40 years out of date because any money that he has given for modernisation, I see, it's been extracted. It's a bit like the Italian mafia taking all the money when you're supposed to be rebuilding, and you end up with less cement in your concrete, so your bridges fall down. Oh my God. I'm sorry, but if you go to Italy, stay away from the motorways. Seriously, me and the missus were walking the dogs. We camped on a little village, but we walked the dogs, and we walked underneath one of these flyovers. I can't what it's called, the peage, the toll road, and not a word of a lie. I have never seen such bad concrete cancer. With all the iron reinforcements all expanded, too close to the surface, blowing all the concrete. There's just not enough cement in that concrete, and also the shuttering work and the iron work, all the rebar and what have you, it's really terrible. But that was all, a lot of money went into it, and a lot of money didn't go into it, if you know what I mean. Probably a few dead bodies in there as well, been buried in the concrete and the stanchions. Maybe. Oh. But no, it didn't look good. That's no wonder that bit. That was shortly after that. So much. After Sandy Reid, NATO airstrike needed to sway the generals. Yes. We need to do something. I don't know where it's going to end. These poor people. But they're going to be more poor people potentially. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what we can do. I'm no expert, as you know. Oh, MF and HF radio signals. Okay. Oh, that's what is that on the Loran system. My family used CB with my uncle's boat back in the 70s and 80s. God, I used to have a CB in my old Morris Minor van. I had a bright pink Morris Minor van. I did. Well, I sprayed it bright pink, and it had Colonel Bergie horns. It was really bizarre, and wide wheels. I had pancake wheels. That's their deep pan steel wheels, and I had strobe lights underneath it. Oh crikey, that was crazy times. And I had the 2-litre V4 Corsair engine in this Morris Minor, and my CB, and the big area on the roof, big mag mount on the. God, Bennett. Things we used to do. They were the days. Maybe we should maybe we should give the whole point of NATO was just to defend against Russia at the time. But maybe that would just that render it useless. It wouldn't be required if Russia was in NATO. They'd be fighting themselves. Yes, they should. Mellow, you're right. Russian prisoners on the front line should defect and ask for exile from Putin. They should. Because quite frankly, I'm sorry, but they're complicit, a lot of these soldiers. If you pull that trigger and you kill innocent people, you know exactly what you're doing. And you do have a choice. You might get shot, but you do have a choice. We cruise E. Hanzu. Ooh. Apparently Putin's air force is fairly modern, but his navy is average. Well, he's in the Black Sea at the moment. We've got people stuck there as well, haven't we? There's and also there's problems of getting containers, because some of the container ships, they go but they go to the Black Sea and to Azraq Sea. Anyway, but they don't want to do that part of the trip, so they're finding it difficult to get sailors. And I can't remember what else. That was quite a high percentage of sailors are actually Russian. It's about 10% of all sailors in the container shipping fleet is Russian. My father was actually in the merchant fleet when he was younger. We can't let bullies win. No, I think you're right, number 3. I don't know. I really don't know. The thing is, he's not going to get better, is he? It's like we keep cutting he's like a lizard. We keep cutting his tail off. bit like the Queen. Apparently she's a lizard. You keep cutting his tail off instead of his head. And because we keep doing that, his tail keeps growing back and he's trouble again. Well, Russia in general, to be honest. Oh, bring back Gorbachev. Take me back, good buddy. Oh, what was your handle? Do you know, I can't even remember. That's such a long while ago. Crikey. I think I keep changing that, if I remember rightly. I could have meant mine up what I wanted. So I keep changing it. With, oh God. When I used to live in Thorpe, one of our neighbours on the other spot in the garden, he used to have a really tall, like a hammer aerial. And I used to stick my dad's air rifle. I used to, you know, practice shooting this aerial. And it's quite a way. I used to hit it with this 2.2 air rifle. I think it was an original, 2.2 original. And one day, the bloke turned up at the door and I was only a kid, right old go at me. But he didn't tell my dad, so that was quite good. So also I stopped doing that. I stopped using this aerial target practice. That was a big aerial as well. God, they were the days. Thought it was an Andrew, that was. He was on Laundry Lane. That's right, remember that. Oh, crikey. I feel so old. Makes me feel so old. I'm 52 this year. Put me down. Terry Dakilas. Apparently Putin's air force is he said that was fairly modern. I've repeated myself. I don't know where I go. Sad Putin put prisoners and protesters on the war front line. Yeah. Azov. Mixed crews, Russians and Ukrainians on the same ships. Oh, I see. That's going to be, yeah, can you imagine the conversations? Do you think they've got to segregate them, separate them, maybe, in the mess? Sometimes look at, I think sometimes look at this, sometimes look at this, I think Putin is like a cat playing with a mouse. And the mouse has bitten the cat, but generally the cat gets its way unless stopped, yeah. Are we getting to a point where we're just going to have to take control of the, make it a no-fly zone over Ukraine? Oh. I don't think that'd be enough for Putin, so that's it, it's a nuclear war, do you know what I mean? It's just, I really don't. He's just calling our bluff, isn't he? That's what I think. In some ways. No, it'd take too long. I was just saying it might be good for the planet, but obviously it wouldn't be. Because we are kind of like the plague, aren't we? The human race. Boy hand. Oh, Heavy Willy. That's a good handle. Breaker. I was a mad driver when I was young. I wasn't a mad driver. I was actually, because I was riding Morris Minor. Although we did used to do things like donuts in the plane, in the car parks at Fort Breck and what have you. But it's totally harmless. I think I wasn't a fast driver. I wasn't driving a fast car. I did have a 2-litre V4 Corsair engine in it, but it did not make that thing go quick. The gearing was all off. It was it was too low. The gearing was too low because it was a van, you see. So I never got around to upgrading anything like diffs and stuff. Didn't even get upgrading the brakes on it. So I had the van, the slightly oversized van, drum brakes on it. No discs. Some people upgraded the discs on the to Marina discs. Oh my god, that's another car. Oh, crikey, that was horrible. The Marina and the Morris Ital, two awful cars. Just like the Agro. Was it like Austin Agro? That's interesting. I hadn't thought that was a possibility, though. I was talking to Brian Maguire. The Russians and the Ukrainians are cheaper than the Filipinos. Really? God, yeah, I hadn't thought of that possibility, though. Probably not 100% Ukrainian. Maybe one Russian and one Ukrainian parent. Oh, I see. The thing is, if Ukraine does join the EU eventually, if this does all pan out in the end, well, then their wages are likely to increase because the economy will change. They're kind of heading that way anyway, really. The West has become more and more dependent on Ukraine's, and Ukraine's, obviously makes money, doesn't it? Get a bigger GDP because it sells more. I heard that about 10% of the Russians have Ukrainian family. Well, a lot of them are Russian, effectively, aren't we? Just, what was it? They're killing their own, the people that they say they were defending because they said it was like genocide going on in Ukraine against the Russian people who resided there, and then they're going over there and killing the Russians by just carpet bombing everybody. Just, I don't know. The people close to Putin are scared to death to tell him the truth. Well, did you see it when he was doing the rounds? He had that big old table, didn't he? No, with the big old table. Anyway, he was asking his generals one by one about recognising those states in the regions in Ukraine as being independent or whatever, and they looked petrified. They looked absolutely petrified. And Blair, now he is misleading the public. Oh, I hope everything's okay because it just disconnected and reconnected. So I hope it's still okay. Find it ironic that Putin is using the same excuse as Bush and Blair. He is misleading the public in the same way. Oh, hello, Dave. I didn't see you here, buddy. Enjoyed the show. I've got to go now. Take care, everybody. I hope you're well, buddy. I saw your video earlier. I did enjoy. Yeah, this stuff. Somebody disconnected. It might have just been the internet went over for a brief moment there, Johnny. But we're back now for a moment anyway. So I will be 2 hours anyway. So I will be coming off in a moment anyway. And I've kind of done what I wanted to do regarding that, but it's nice chatting. Sandy Reed says we need to get the Russian generals to take Putin out to save what's left of their army. We need to take the lead from Putin. It's just isn't just that, is it? It's extracted so much money now from Russia and from the people. Instead of it going into to look after the people, it's gone in his back pocket. Or maybe a mega ship. A mega yacht, probably. Terry Dakilanis. I can't say that. Sorry. Ukraine has always been a bit stubborn. The Polish offered to help them get into the EU when they joined, but the Ukrainians wanted to do it all themselves. Ukrainians are great people, but very tribal. But also the EU pretty much said no at the time because of the threat of war, and that was part of the rules. Yeah. Was that EU or was that... NATO at the time. It might be NATO, actually. The only way for Putin to be taken out is if the Ukrainian venture turns out like the Afghanistan fiasco. Yeah, you're probably right. Peter Stewart, the Russian super yacht based in the Med was crewed by Ukrainian crew, and one took the heads. Oh, he did, didn't he? Did he go into the engine room or something and open up all the seacocks? Basically trying to flood the engine room. He did warn everybody else, his crew members. He did warn them, and then went down on his own behest and decided to try and sink the ship. But obviously they then reported him, and he's probably going to end up in jail. Poor bugger. He's only trying to do a good job, wasn't he? NATO and the EU. Okay, speed dollars. I agree. Only his inner circle can take him out. Well, he's almost living in the bunker. He doesn't go near his inner circle, does he? Whenever you see him, there's like miles between them these days. And that giant table. By the time you get your gun out to shoot him or whatever, you kind of shot yourself, haven't you? Let's do it. I think Putin will resort let's do it. She says, I think Putin will resort to biochemical warfare before going nuclear. Yeah, and also there's already all the military, the Russian military are all equipped with gas masks at the moment. Which might be just standard kit, but it's just the fact they got it it kind of tells you something about their mentality, doesn't it, regarding what they will resort to. And they did in Syria, they did the sarin gas, so it was pretty awful. Peter Stewart said he was arrested and taken to court. The judge sent him on his way. Is that right? He got away with it. Oh, I hope so. Rather take. Oh, I see. It means actually. Oh, okay, he does. You mean to replace him with somebody else, as long as he's just not another, idiot like Putin. Number 3. Yeah, you take care. Number 3. Thanks for being there, buddy. And I do sympathise with your thoughts regarding the environment, what have you, because I too it does worry me somewhat, and it does worry me what's going to end up after. We've gone back again, haven't we? Because of what's going on in Ukraine, we've gone back again, and it's just makes the situation even more dire. Putin has imprisoned his spy chief. First, I thought it read just imprisoned his chef, but no, his spy chief. Oh, I need to look into that. That sounds interesting. He only lets Aeroflot stewardesses sit there, and he's got all mistresses anyway, isn't he? And they looked so happy when they're sitting there. I bet they do. Yeah, probably not. They're probably paid to look happy if they are looking happy. Oh, I see. Watch Bow of the Fifth Column. Russian masks are. Oh, okay. They're not that great. Don't use chemical weapons since his soldiers are not equipped with full body armour. Just old gas masks that contain asbestos. Oh, crikey, really? Because you know what asbestos does to your lungs? It's, you've got various types of asbestos. I mean, you've got blue or white asbestos. But you've got the dangerous one, which got is double barbed. And standard asbestos is single barb, but either way, they're both really bad. What happens? It gets into pleural layers of your lungs, and every time you breathe in and out, your lungs move. In fact, it's just scratching all your pleural layers in your lungs and cause scar tissue in your lungs. And after a period of time, bit by bit, your lung capacity reduces and reduces and reduces, and asbestosis. So yeah, it's pretty awful. I know, because my uncle's got, Caroline's uncle's got asbestosis from plastering. Not that sort of plastering, no. As in, plastering years ago, and also doing insulation and stuff like that. Because years ago, the insulation system, when you insulate all the pipe work, you used to get these bags of fibres full of asbestos, and it would be like plaster of Paris and other stuff. And you mix it with water, imagine the dust. The old submarines, all the pipework and old submarines were done the same way, and they literally cake the stuff on, and then they'd wrap it in the like a webbing tape sort of thing, and that's all asbestos lagged. Insulate all the pipework, and it's also fire retardant and that as well for obvious reasons. You don't want anything that's flammable really in places like submarines. But anyway, he used to do all this and it's not done many favours. In fact, I know somebody else actually died because of it as well. Putin's generals. Let Chris. Putin's generals appointed on ability. Yeah, I get you. And not military genius. This leads to a bunch of fools that are promoted based on allegiance, not their military know-how. I suppose if you've got military know-how, you wouldn't be following them, would you? I suppose that'd be the core of their failure. Fair point. Yes, men. Mogree 19. That video with the stewardesses. Oh, that's fake, was it? Putin was not with the woman. His hand moved through the microphone, and there was no reflections. Oh, I want to see that one as well. Didn't stop him before. Good point. It would suit his purposes if some of his troops are sacrificed in a bioweapon attack. Yeah. Make martyrs of them. He'll say Ukraine did it, and there's proof. Just like the missiles that look like have been staged in Ukraine. Or was it Ukraine or Russia or somewhere, and saying it was Ukraine. Just propaganda. Oh, Conservator! Hello there. I hope you're well, buddy. Conservator Peter does. I watched a few videos of Vlad Vlexa, and they're excellent. Thanks for the tip. Oh, what? Vlad Vlexa. Where's my book? I hadn't seen them. I'm full of cold again. I've got the paracetamol here. Vlad Vlexa. Check them out. Recommendations, eh? Can't be bad. Besides, if you see Adams something, he's pretty good as well. Besides using chemical weapons, they require special logistics, not so effective in warfare, and what's the use of invading a contaminated wasteland? Not forgetting that Biden red line, yeah. There's going to be nothing left, is there? The cities are becoming obliterated, especially on the South East at the moment. The place where, that he's supposed to be protecting, or doing it for, so he says. Glad to hear you like them. Chris Fisher's no matter what their competence, it's not good for your health to contradict the supreme leader. Oh, Putin! We're not worthy. God, awful man. Red line chemical weapon in Syria. Look at Aleppo. Yes, that was the sarin gas. Was it sarin gas in Aleppo? And hello, everyone, says Conservator. Dutchman's in the house. Many people oppose, and you're correct, they cannot say. They can't, because they get taken out by Putin himself. Watch another interesting discussion. Look at Edward Lutwalk and Crikey. These are big names, as in they're long. Edward Lutwalk. Oh, revision. Oh. Lutwalk and Vladislav. I'm probably pronouncing it all wrong, but you know me. David's on. Yeah, some people don't have a lot of good words to say about Zelensky, but from what I can see at the moment, he's quite, I think it's been pretty amazing. Defenestration, the literal meaning. I'm surprised China hasn't had a little go at Taiwan while everyone's attention's elsewhere. There's some things you just can't ignore, isn't there? You know what I mean? It's just, I don't think this is enough to hide invasion of Taiwan by China. Cheers, buddy. That'd be great. Yeah, if you could, that'd be brilliant. Yeah, if anyone has any info, or if you want me to do a video about it, even if you want to check out my website, pretty much all it is the website is just like it repeats. It posts all my videos on, but also I've got my t-shirts on there. But also you can contact me if you like via the contact page, and also you can attach pictures and stuff if you've got anything you want me to do a video on, or just want to let me know about. It's going to the problem with the comments is once I read them all, but the problem is with them is I can't. When I'm on the phone, if I'm on the computer, it's okay. But if I'm on the phone, reading the comments, because I do read the comments. I can't actually copy and paste. If it's something I really want to make note of, I can't copy and paste the comment. I've got to try and find the comment again. And when you've got so many comments, it's almost impossible to find them again. It's really difficult. So if you want to make sure that I do see it, as in to use, you can send it via the website. It's better, and that's allshorts.eu. Yes, it is an EU because I'm in the EU. I'm allowed, unlike leave.eu. Yeah, theirs got taken away because they're naughty people. Yeah, they gave us that Brexit. They know people put a cross in the wrong box. That's what they did. Evil bunch that they are. Oh dear. Oh no, he's. Oh hello Lee. I was like, Graham, is he streaming? Is he? Oh, I might give him some free space in a minute. But yeah, he does like to swear. Do you know what, Lee? What I do is, Graham, I don't mind swearing, don't be wrong, but I think that sometimes I don't think it adds anything to your point. I think sometimes it just becomes swearing for the sake of such swearing. And if he's in a real sweary mood, I tend to click off. I'm sure I'm not alone. I know some people like it though, I suppose, but I'm not a lover of it. And talking about Graham, I've actually got finally got Ishmael's telephone number now, so I can contact Ishmael, because my daughters are doing pen pals and stuff as well, so that's pretty quite cool. Because they're learning English, so Ishmael's daughters are, so as part of their schooling. So it'd be quite nice with Spanish, and yeah, it'd be quite cool. So Conservatory feels slightly embarrassed and flattered now. We love you, Conservator. You are a good guy, buddy. Oh dear. And David Huff, I suspect Chinese are to Taiwanese, British are to Irish. You're probably right. It's quite embarrassing actually how we treated the Irish, and I do feel quite ashamed of it. It shouldn't do. I didn't do it, but our British history is just English history, British history, history in general. That's quite terrible. English history, yeah. We were pretty awful to Scotland as well, and we still are. Sandy Reid, I don't have any good solutions either. Yes, stopped he must be. I don't see a vibe. That's the problem. I feel kind of like you're between a rock and a hard place. Either you do or you don't, and you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If you go, obviously what trying to stop Putin. We need an infiltrator. Yeah. I know someone in the SAS. Maybe he will do it for us. I don't have any good solutions. Nope. Conservator says Lee Corn. Glad to know everything is normal with Graham. I spent 6 weeks on an island with the guy. Believe you me, that was an eye-opener, I'll tell you. He's a great guy, but also he could be the worst. There you go. I'm not easy, to be honest. He on Wednesdays when he does PMQs, he is very, very sweary on the Wednesday, isn't he? He loves calling Alexander Boris Johnson lots of swear words. Yeah, sweary names. 32 and 58. Who has more than... I suppose people come and go. I've got 59 likes. That's pretty cool. Cheers, buddy. Yeah, don't forget, if you haven't done so already, please click like. That does really help the channel, which is pretty darn cool. And this, I was just sort of thought, I know my videos didn't do very well today, so I thought, well, I'll do a live, and I'll get a bit kind of despondent as well. When videos go a bit poor, what have I done wrong now? I go, and I feel like I don't want to do another one, so then I thought I'll go live instead. It's nice talking to everybody anyway, so I know I do run on. So 60 now, 60, someone else, so 60 likes. Oh, got 62 likes. Thank you. That does really help the channel. It really, really. 63. Oh no. The UK government says many things mellow. Most. Oh, you're talking mellow, aren't you? Because I don't think they say things mellow. No. Most not worth anyone's. No, that's a good point, Johnny. It's all lip service. Say a lot of stuff, and they we could do this and we do that, and then they don't do. They do nothing. Putin, he does, doesn't he? You're right, Chris Fisher. He does look pretty knackered. The guy, it'll be funny. What you put him up against Boris Johnson? Boris Johnson would be like the floppy mess, wouldn't he? You know what I mean? Putin would like karate chop him and stuff. Get Steven Seagal move on him or something. Yeah. He's another than Putin sympathiser. I wonder what he's saying now. Does anyone know what Steven Seagal is saying about Putin at the moment? Is he like Trump? Does he think this is a genius move? Oh, God. I was very disappointed. I quite like Steven Seagal's music, actually. The UK government said it will hold Putin for war crimes in UK prisons. All right, what about The Hague as well? Hey, cheers, Charlotte. You watch all my videos today. Oh, Oh, sorry, you do chemo. Oh, sorry to hear that. Hope it's going well. As well as it can go anyway, because chemo's it's awful, isn't it? I haven't had to do it, but I can just imagine. People I know that who have had to go for chemo, it is hard going. So, hope everything goes well anyway. Conservator, Charlotte watched Graham's PMQs and I found him too sweary and I'm Dutch. Graham's actually I think this is worth saying, but Graham's actually got a heart of gold. He really has, but he's also he's his own worst enemy, but he has actually got a heart of gold as well. But I did spend 6 weeks on and on. I think I've earned the right to have an opinion on Graham. I'm sure he's got an opinion about me too, so it's fine. Nico de Schmidt said, I usually do the official footage live and then do the replay with Graham. Cool. Oh, so you watch the PMQs first. Oh, I see. And then do the footage. Yeah. Maybe you could just skip all the sweary bits. I don't mind swearing, but it has to add, for me, it has to add something. It has to either emphasise something or create some passion behind it. But when it's just like it's all the time, it kind of makes it pointless. Sandy Reid says, war crime challenges will also need to include Blair, and I think we have to remember about Blair. You realise that obviously 412 MPs voted to go into the Iraq War. We've got to hold all of them to account, really. It's not just Blair. I'm not saying you let them off the hook, obviously, but I'm just saying, they voted for it. If the UK is going to imprison war criminals, it needs. Repeating myself. I'm so sorry to hear. Yeah, it's not great, is it? Simon says 55. The heart of a nun and the tongue of a buccaneer. Oh, must be referring to Jack Graham. Graham's very how to put it. He's very uncomfortable with himself, with his body. Now, I don't know if Glasgow's still here, but quite a considerable chat came in, and the bet was that we're going to, go skinny dipping. And Graham backed out. I didn't. I'd do it. No problems with that. But he backed out. He wouldn't do it. He made some feeble excuse about if my stepdaughters see me like that, or something like that. You haven't got to see anything. Oh, that'd been so funny though. But he didn't. He backed down. He bottled it. He's got no balls. No, definitely Jack Straw. Meb 400 odd MP. Well, I'm going to call it a day because I'm struggling. Because I'm struggling. I say I'm struggling because I'm all bunged up here. I don't think anything you're doing wrong. It's just a lot of stuff going on with channels all posting. Yeah, that's true. But have I got it on this computer? I don't know if I have. Oh, it's a pity. Because I could actually show you what I mean. I wonder if it's possible. I've got a thing called TubeBuddy. Oh, it is on there. TubeBuddy's on that one there. So I might be able to show you if I go into TubeBuddy. And then I can show you what I mean. So, like for instance, I will put it up on here in a second. Sky News Live. Oh, Sky News Live. I don't want live. No, go away. Aha. Now, I've calmed down actually a bit, but I'm going to share this with you. So this might be quite interesting. You might not have seen this before, but this thing called TubeBuddy is a software that I use. This is Sky, right? Sky News. And war in Ukraine, blah, 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 blah. And you see that peak, that red peak, that's Sky News, right? I'm the flat blue line, obviously. I'm at 310,000 views a month. I was nearly 500,000 at one point early this year, and then that's dropped considerably recently. But if you look here, this is at the time when the war started, and it got crazy. It's calmed down. It's obviously people's interest, and obviously they're distributing the allocation online, and now, but they're still high. That's still very, very high. They're getting 338 million views a month on Sky News. And let's have a look at, say for instance, Max Rose Spare. I pay for this piece of software, and it's actually really useful. It gives me a really good indication of what's going on. If I go onto Max's channel, now he gets 2.95 million views. He don't need no money, I tell you. But now he had a massive drop when I did, because this is when my drop was here. I don't know if you can see that on that, so tiny on if you're on your phone. That's right. He had a drop at the same time, but he's regained somewhat. So he's managed. It's come back normal, and that's when the Sky dropped. We kind of recovered somewhat. Now I dropped, sort of recovered a little bit, but you can't see it on here. But if I go, if that's 30 days, no, I can't go any further than 30 days. That's a shame. If I could go back further, I was much higher, because at the moment I'm 310,000 views a month, and I was on nearly 500,000 views a month. So I've dropped considerably. Some days it's just it's dire. It's really, really bad. But then let's have a look at, say for instance, Phil Morehouse, different bias. Now here's just considerable. 3.3 million views that he gets. Now he also had that drop at the same time when I did, and also when Max did, but he's recovered considerably. But see, for him, because he's got 131,000 subscribers, he has that baseline of subscribers. Now with I don't know about Phil, but I know Max, he gets around 44%. He showed me 44% of his views are from subscribers, whereas I'm at 10%. So it's considerably higher than mine. Obviously his videos are really good, so I can't really argue with that. But just gives you an idea. With not Phil so much, with Max, prior to the drop in the views, me and Max were almost on similar lines. If you watch, it's almost like a mirror image. You know, if it's reflecting the amount of videos we're putting up and the amount of views that we're getting, we're like a mirror image, except obviously it's much higher, but the pattern was the same, which was quite interesting. And it's a bit anal as well, really, isn't it? It's desperate. That's what it is. It's desperate. I'm desperate. That's what it is. But no, it's quite useful in some ways, but sad getting there. I can't help it. Oh, Mena, Putin! Yes! He's a whore. That's what he is. So, it's just a response to Conservator. How is Putin pronounced in French? Yes, Putin! I did that in my videos. Someone actually, a Canadian guy wasn't very happy because I was doing that. Oh dear. Some of my notifications show up hours after posting. Usually, you checked. I see. Yeah. If I do more than 3 uploads, 3 videos in a day, because more than that, notifications don't go out. They don't go out for shorts anyway. So if I do the little 60-second vertical videos, notifications don't go out. Don't go out on them. But they do go out for your community posts and stuff like that. So I've got to be careful. If I do a community post, I might lose a notification on a video. So it's not very helpful. And you need that initial little boost on from the subscribers, so that it tells YouTube, the algorithm, that they like this video, and then you get a bit of feedback, and they get a bit of feedback, and then they might push your video. But it's quite interesting. Oh, Jeff! Oh. Who wants to see what Jeff... Oh, yeah, let's have a look at Jeff. It's not his real name, is it? Jeff Taylor. The Undertaker. Oh my god, there he is! Oh! I wonder how... Peter can't go back further than 30 days, because more fog of war. He's going on about war. Oh my giddy aunt. God, this is awful. Has anyone seen his merchandise? He's got a fanny pack. A yellow fanny pack with his face on it. Oh dear. So he's done it. He's got a 360. Is it there? He's all of a sudden gone up again. Let's have a look. Let's bring it back in. There you go. It's handy, this little thing, isn't it? This little device I got. It's quite handy. My Stream Deck. So yeah, he's getting about 3 million. He's similar to different bias regarding the amount of views. And how many subscribers has he got now? He's got 170, quite so many subscribers. But obviously, he's still got a lot of people following him. But he's up, God, he does go up and down a lot, doesn't he? Only he's got 2,558 videos. You know, I've got 1,300 videos on my little channel. And I've done them in that just over a year. That's a lot of videos. Nuts, it is nuts. So, yeah, so that's. Can you see that? I can make it a bit bigger, actually, can't I? Oh, no, go away. No, that's not what I want. Let's go back again. There you go. That's 30 days. It's Pete can't. Who's lost 30 days? Subscribers lost. Oh shit! How many subscribers? No one is subscribing to him. Well, according to this, I doubt that might not be accurate. It's saying no subscribers are gained. See, my monthly subscribers, that's actually not accurate. It's actually 700 because I've checked earlier. But that's not accurate, so that doesn't really pan out. Videos last 30 days. How many videos has he made? Well, he's done 89 videos, and I've done 86 in the last 30 days. It's not actually unless I do the edited videos, but it's not the videos that take the time. It's actually the writing, because I need to put in my words. Crikey. So on par with the amount of videos, but it's obviously he's got a lot more subscribers and a lot more following. There's 8,100 searches a month on his name, Jeff Taylor, on YouTube. That's nuts. Anyway, let's get rid of that. Oh, I can't stand looking at him much longer, the Undertaker. So let's bring it back down. Oh, what have we got going on here? I was going to click off, so there you go. Where are we? Why did you drop the hammer on... YouTube dropped the hammer on anything potentially war. They did. There's a thing called YMYL, and it's your money in your life, and it's a policy within YouTube and Google, same company basically. And what it means is that your money, your life. So anything to do with money, finance, health, war, controversial issues, it makes them nervous. So unless you've actually gained some footing, in other words, in the sense that you can prove that you, through your videos, that you're a specialist, let's say you're a doctor, for instance, or a PhD, like for example, I'm talking about woodworking, I've got precedents with that, so I can say what I like really, within reason, as long as it's related to woodworking. But with this is different, and it comes under YMYL, so it makes it harder to progress in some ways. Brian, oh, I'm glad I got you, buddy. Brian, eh? Oh, you got me. Oh, saucy. Oh dear. Back up here. Some of my notifications show up. Yes. You know, I find that a lot of my notifications don't go out at all. I had lots of people tell me, well, we didn't get no notifications. I wonder if we hadn't had COVID and lockdowns, would these streams, etc., be so popular or common. Maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if you've seen my. I know Conservator has my video on the Monsieur Petroli. I might have to re-upload them actually. Get fresh faces on it. I need to make another one. That took me ages. That video. It's pretty much me being an idiot in lockdown. Yeah, Monsieur Petroli. He's my alter ego. Oh dear. So yeah, I might have to. Who's seen my Monsieur Petroli video? I know Conservator has. And Cash Dummy's got ahead in a minute though. Unless he's just listening in, I don't know. Yeah, but you're right there, Johnny. They made it quite difficult regarding these sensitive topics. And I did put a post on my channel before because I was having hard whether I'll take that route, but I didn't want to go the full on. You probably notice I try to look at how it affects other stuff. You know what I mean, like for instance, semiconductors and stuff like that. Instead of just going full on war, because it's so depressing as well. It's so sad. I just get quite emotional sometimes about it. Yep, Johnny, that word, war. War. Nothing at all. Listen to me. I love that song. That's a really good point, Sandy Ray. You are very, very, very right. Macron is wiping her face in the mug at the moment. Marine Le Pen isn't doing very well. Thank God, no one is. Macron in the polls is way up there. Whether you love him or hate him, he's our best bet at the moment. I think he's a safe bet. And he's got a line of communication as well, isn't he, with Putin, along with the Israeli Prime Minister. So yeah, I just don't want Marine Le Pen. Oh my God. You were in Panama at the time. Oh, when was I in Panama at the time? I was in Panama. Jean Bolos, maybe because Phil is openly Labour and you pair more. I am. I'm a swinger. I'm not convinced with Labour at the moment. I'm not convinced with Keir Starmer at all. Yeah, well, you got Phil's openly Labour, and you obviously got Bolat Man. He's openly Labour. Would you say Max? I don't actually know Max. I think he probably is Labour. I voted Labour last time, but I found that really bugged me, his statement regarding saying there's no route back into the EU, and I thought that's absolutely no reason. So no reason to consider rejoining the EU, which is absolutely ridiculous. Of course, there's always going to be a reason, whether or not it happens or not, because it's not going to happen. I don't think it is anyway. Yeah, but maybe I am apolitical. I'm more Green, to be honest. But my problem with the Green Party is they're a little bit too tree huggy, and I think you're never going to get in. You need to be practical as well as environmental at the same time, as far as I see it. Sometimes there's a certain amount of sacrifice for the environment to actually move things forwards for the environment. If that makes any sense? Probably not. Because you don't get people on board for the environment, but then you're not going to. You can't move forwards, can you? Nothing's going to happen. You need to get people on board with the whole concept of environmental issues. I think that's why it's taken so long to get anywhere with it. So Conservative says Jeff actually had. Oh, sorry, where are we? Jumped. Oh, it jumped up. Where are you again? Conservative said something. What's a few people said something? Oh, there we go. Conservative says Jeff actually had one good video today. Too bad his subscribers disagreed with him. I'll have to watch it though. He as his delivery, I think his delivery is actually really good, to be honest. I obviously don't agree with him half the stuff that comes out of his gob, but he's got really good delivery. But when is he going to change that curtain? I don't think it's ever been washed, has it? Yeah. Oh god. I don't know if anyone's watched any of his videos, but oh crikey, his Brexit stuff is just painful. Going on about the blooming EU army and all that. Oh crikey. And that the handy wank. You know, he was going on about the EU army, and it was Frontex, the border force, which has been since like 2000 odd. Nothing to do with EU army. It's like border control. Frontex things. Anyway. Sounds like detergent. Nico Schmidt wasn't his real. No, it's Lester. That is. You're right. His real name is Lester, and wasn't he? Was in the. I think he was in the military actually. Estoit. Phil and Max usually post around certain times of the day and nights, so that helps. Yeah, I did try that at one point because I'm kind of all over the place, am I? I really am all over the place. I didn't notice any difference, so I did for a while. I didn't really notice any difference. Yeah, it's scheduling live streams. Obviously, I'm doing the regular on the Sunday at the moment. I'm trying to keep that. I know I didn't the previous week, but I did go live a few times other than that in the UK. But I was meaning to go live in the UK on my normal 8 o'clock on a Sunday, but I just crashed. I was so tired. So yeah, I know I need to share, but I find it really hard because when I do like this kind of time-related content, trending content, ideally you want to get out as soon as possible because it's trending. Otherwise it becomes old news. And it's kind of, you know. Anyway, just post it, give it a couple of hours and post it. Those Russian bots are now behind a firewall and can't sub. Damn! They're Russian bot subs. Oh, is that why is it why Jeff Taylor's not getting any subscribers because all the Russian bots are? I bet he's Russian funded, isn't he? Oh, sorry, Chris. That Jeff guy's an idiot. But I'm not arguing. I don't understand why anyone would watch it because they're all angry right-wing people. They're just, anything to do with anti-EU, and that's kind of what he built it up on. It's not be funny, but you got different bias. He built it up on his channel on Brexit. You got Max built his channel up on Brexit. James O'Brien built up his radio channel on the basis of Brexit. It's just they just went with the flow. I think Phil used to be a gaming channel at one time. Was it a gaming channel? Might be why he's wearing his hoodie at the moment. It's either that or it was to scare the old people. Consultant Nicholas Schmidt. Yes, I believe it was Leicester. Yeah. I wonder if I can find his. I'll tell you what. I'll go find his. Okay, there you go. Get into that. Here you have to play this video. So let's find the video. That'll be in the description. Oh my god, no. Go away, you. Oh, no, stop it. Show more. Oh, merch. Let's look at his merch. If it loads. Come on, load up. Oh. Oh, scary. Oh, look at that complexion. Oh, the highlights and all that. Featured products, the fanny pack. Would you buy a fanny pack with his face on it? There you. No. What if he's got a thong in there as well? You got a mug. Hello there. He's got no concept of design whatsoever, has he? It's just like, I would just stick it on everywhere. Look at that. Oh, it's got a bald head on the back. They've only got a bald head on the back. Why? Oh, socks. You can even get Jeff Taylor socks. Oh, this is just so painful. Why would you buy that, though? That's a poster. That yellow thing and that black thing's a poster. Somebody does not know any design whatsoever. All right, I'll show you. I can show you my website is hell. It's a bit crushed up on this. Oh no, it's going to be crushed up. I do apologise. I'll bring it to there. Might be better. Ding, dong, dong, dong. T-shirts. So these are my T-shirts. The ones I've been designing. Oh look, it's Boris Johnson. If those who vote for India, you're well represented. I just done the one for Ukraine. I was going to do some more Ukraine ones. All the Ukraine ones, any money that I get, I'm going to donate. Sperm donor, sperm donor, and obviously Anne Widdecombe. You've got to have an Anne Widdecombe in you. No, okay. The only useful Tory is a lavatory, and obviously I put the cross in the right box. That I did. And let's click on it. When we click on it, then it goes into the Teespring account. This is what I want to sort out. The prices are too high. I don't set the prices they do, but I think I can reduce them. But I just get less profit margin. So, but it's bums on seats, isn't it? You know. Yeah, let's have a look at one. Let's have that one. Zoom in. I didn't zoom in very far, did it? Go back. Brexit is effect up. So yeah. Anyway, so I think it's better than that. Why do you buy half this stuff? I'm doing t-shirts at the moment anyway. But I had someone give me a suggestion I should be selling shorts. Just all shorts. Lots of shorts. Oh, look at that. And that's scary. Oh, let's get rid of it quick. Oh, blimey. Anyway, my dear missus is coming up. And I'm just going to check these chats. Then I am going to say good night in a moment. Oh, yeah, PTX 2000. Yeah, you saw that, didn't you? That's the Monsieur Petroli. As in the paraffin. Hello, doggies. All doggies coming through to say hello. Hello, Dora. Hello, Sebastian. Oh, they're all there. Hello, Wally. Say hello, Wally. Oh, you can sit there, eh, boy. There he is. Oh, okay. Oh, what's it? What is it? We can smell. Oh. What? You look at you got Rick and Mortis. No? Oh, thank you. Very, very nice. But also check these chats. The bowler hat tends to put a video with his community post. Oh, sorry. Esther says bowler hat tends to put a video with his community posting, so it helps. Oh, crikey! Why don't I do that? That's a good idea. It helps with views. That's a good idea. Yeah, Monsieur Petroli. He's I actually I had a lot of fun making that video. I really did. Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh, okay. Maybe I can find a link for it. Let me just see if I can find Monsieur Petroli. Monsieur or Lockdown. I think there's videos. I'll put a link in. I did actually attach it as separate videos as well because I made it a while ago at the beginning of the first lockdown. You done?
You finished?
Yeah, just about.
Sorry?
Nearly.
It's still online?
Yeah, still on it. Carol, can you remember what the video was called? Because I reloaded, didn't I? The lockdown one.
The what?
Lockdowns. The video on Monsieur Petroli.
Oh, I don't know. I
I can't remember either.
could probably find it somewhere.
Yeah, because I've uploaded it a couple of times, haven't I? David.
I'm going to bed.
All right, darling. I will be there shortly. Okay, not there. Monsieur Petroli. Monsieur. Oh no, that's the 60-second one. Have I got the full version in it? No, that's not the full one. Oh dear. I'm trying to find it, but I'm struggling. Because I put it on the end of another video, you see, when I re-uploaded it. Lockdown. Nope, it's not that. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll re-upload it. I'll re-upload it later. That's what I'll do. Because it is really funny. But I can't see it. It's not coming up. So I don't know why it's not coming up. I can't remember when. Because what I did is I tagged it on the back of another video, you see. So it wouldn't have been the main video. I just did it as a bonus. I can't remember what it was. It when it come. Oh, damn. That's very annoying me now. I do apologise. But it is funny. It's definitely worth a watch. It's just me being an idiot, basically. I wonder how... M. Carpenter. Hello, M. Carpenter. How you doing, buddy? I wonder how YouTube stopped script kiddies from inflating views. They're no fools. I don't know how they do it, but they... Although I wish I'd stopped all these bot comments I get. Although I hadn't had any tonight. I hadn't seen any tonight, which is good. So Esther was saying about puts that bowler hat man puts a video with his community posting. I was watching him the other day. He had a hole in his stomach because he's using green screen. He had green on his t-shirt. It looked like you could see right through him. He needs to sort his tech out. Oh dear. I do appreciate it. It isn't easy. If I show you what I'm using. Which is that one. This is my little setup, in case you're wondering. This is just my little cheap camera. So that's my laptop. I'm using at the moment. And I'm using software. I'm using as OBS, streaming software. But it's almost sound from the sound effects. So,
Goodness gracious me.
Yeah, that's not on. Oh, I've unplugged myself. That's why I'm not hearing nothing. I'm unplugged. That's almost this is for my sound effects, or or music. My ears are burning. Oh, let's get rid of that one. Oh, blimey, that might have to go. And this is the software that we use that goes with it. This is Live. Which is a particular software for this particular device, ABC Mini. There's bigger versions as well, but this has got 64 keys, but you do different layers as well. You can have multiple. It's infinitive, so you can have as many as you like. So you just set it on here to what set of sound bites you want to use. So, for instance, I don't know.
I think it's rather uplifting.
Apparently so. Oh, I wouldn't say so. And the other things you can do, silly things you can do as well. You can have a. Maybe I needed that for Ukraine. Oh, crikey. Go away. That's it. So, yeah, it's good. You can mess about. I'll need to practice this to get this right, because some of the sound bites I've been doing a little bit. I think the laptop's struggling to, because everything that's going through this laptop at the moment. It's a gaming laptop. I've had it there again. It's getting old now. I've had it for a while, so it's probably a bit on the slow side. I'm asking it to do a lot, but like that. I'll be better off on my computer downstairs, really, but in some ways. But that means it'll be tied up with doing all this, and I have other stuff I have to do with the computer. Sell this human rights in Russia. Putin out, yes. Sell this freedom, human rights. Putin. Oh, no, I get confused now. Okay, you mean this one? Our politics are crazy in 2021, so let's have some fun instead of Tories party scam. Oh, did you find it? Did you? Is that the video you're talking about? Quite possibly. It's a Control C. That is a possibility. How do you find that just like that? How come I couldn't find it? Oh, blimey. That is it. That's the one. Well done. You're better than I am. Oh, my God. I found it. Okay, we need the link for that then, don't we? On YouTube? Right, we won't play it. Not yet. Yeah, it's only 8 minutes long. Copy video URL. Oh, giddy aunt, that's ridiculous. That is so silly. I'll put it in there if you want to watch it later, or watch it whenever you want to watch it. That's nuts. God, I need to watch it again now. I haven't seen it for a while. That's ludicrous. What the hell was I thinking? Just be Dallas, yeah. That is the video I meant. You're bang on right there. It's not the first time I've uploaded. I uploaded it before, and it was a bit nuts. It's a fancy board. Oh, it's a fancy board. Yeah. Oh dear. I've had it for a while now. Actually, it's not new stuff. I just got. I've had it for a while, but because you can use, you don't have to use it for sound, but you can use it for anything. You could use it to trigger videos. You could use it to, just for your music collection. You just, it's quite handy. A bit of an overkill, but But the nice thing, but if you're doing stream and stuff, you want stuff. You know where your buttons are. That is, you can actually just bring something in momentarily, and then they've got this little device here, which is what I can switch the cameras. And that's just not really related to what the video is this stream is supposed to be about, but I can then swap the cameras over. Oh, get a bit trigger happy there. So yeah, like that. Oh, hello. Yeah, I'm overdoing that bit there. So yeah, this thing's brilliant though. It's really useful. I do use that a lot. So like for instance, if I go into my little box. I get in my little box that way. I have to turn the camera on first, so then get into my little box. Turn my camera on. Get that one. Here you go. That's right. It's confusing. I do apologise. It's very confusing. But yeah. There you go. We're back. So yeah, it's handy bit of kit, but I just want to make the streams. I thought it'd be a bit more fun. You see, and I don't want to see hide behind my screen. Yeah, because then I've got to say things that are worthwhile, you see, instead of being a prat. Oh dear. Chris Fish, Conservator. The reason no one can agree is because everyone has their own truth. Reality. That's a very valid point. We have our own perception of what's going on. Keep thinking, look at that camera now. It's not as good as this camera though, by no means. Oh, Ginger's Giraffe, you're going to be there, oh, sorry, but this daylight saving times, it's had me napping. You take care. P. Dulles, AllShorts, I guess that was the video. And I'll change again, yeah. That's about right, and that's what he's having. Why don't you just get rid of daylight saving? So Ryan Reynolds just did the video, didn't he? Who was he doing it with? Oh, the Hulk. About daylight savings times and how ridiculous it is. That's just, his usual sort of witty sort of comic approach to everything that he does. You should have seen the video where Bowler was wearing a green oh no, really? He didn't. Now I do have a green screen, right? Let me show you my green screen, which is over there. Let's move the camera. So I've got my green screen over there, yeah? So if I want to do my green screen videos, I can do it over there. Although I haven't used it for a bit. So, go back. Stay. Oh, quite a couple. How did you not notice? He obviously isn't watching himself, is he? When he's got his feed. It's green. If you're front of a green screen and you're green, you're going to disappear. Especially if you're using chroma key on OBS, the software that I'm using, there's a thing called chroma key. Now, when I do green screen, I don't use chroma key because I don't find it very good. I even noticed with Graham, he has this weird glow going on around him, and he moves his hands back and forwards because his shutter speeds are off as well, and he has this weird glow going on. Right, it's bizarre. It's like a lightsaber, and I tend to use the thing called Delta key in DaVinci Resolve, which is a piece of software. Instead of doing it live, but you can't do it like that live though. You used to use the OBS for that, or a version of. Oh, Chris Fisher. Today I asked someone for a reference on Jeff's channel, and his answer was, drum roll. Okay, He had them from Trump's latest rally. Funny and sad at the time. Oh, God. You're probably going to lose your voice. I know. I probably am going to lose my voice. In fact, my voice is this year. Since I've been doing this channel, basically, my voice has got huskier and huskier and huskier. It's like I used to be really, really, really squeaky, and now I've gone to a horse. Literally, horse. So yeah, oh dear. And also I'm bunged up at the moment as well. I feel cold. Oh, I can't believe he went a green t-shirt. Oh, crikey. He's a lovely lad, but that's silly. A few years ago, I didn't climate. I see, because the daylight saving times. It really makes a conversation most impossible when people are so misinformed. You're right. I just give in, and when I confronted people like that, and you try to get your point across, there's no point. Who am I trying to convert here? They're so far down that rabbit hole, and that rabbit running is they're just blinkered. They're not interested. They've got their point of view, and as far as just leave them to it. They'll prove themselves wrong eventually. Ginger Russell, no floating head. Oh my God, yeah. You can actually buy suits there. You can buy like leotards and stuff in green, so you can green screen your whole body out. And then you can superimpose something else afterwards if you want, or just have a bobbing head or whatever. You know, quite comical things. Or you can just green screen yourself out and you're holding something, making something move about. So it's, yeah, it could be. I don't know. It could be maybe Putin's head. I don't know. There. If you can't agree on the facts, there's no discussion. No, exactly. There's dangerous because the only violence is left. Yeah. I have had a couple of close misses with that, actually, conservative regarding, you get to a point where people they get aggressive because you corner them. If you corner them with facts, and then they get aggressive because that's the only thing they can hit back at, because they don't want to think themselves as a loser. Oh, Esther Witt saying she's been getting some trolls follow you. Lucky charms. These types cannot be. No, they can't. There's no point trying, is there? You just want to leave them to it and just let them be in their own little world of misinformation. A bit like some of the Russians at the moment with Putin's misinformation. There's a TED talk on how to deal with these types. Bottom line was that you should engage with their feelings of being angry and the pain with them being lied to. You could, you sort of lead them down a path then, can't you? That's quite interesting. What's that noise? Is it you, Wally? Wally's making squeaky noises. He realised just as he started his live... Oh, how did he? Oh, regarding the green screen. Oh, dear. Oh, I wish he'd wear his bowler hat more. I wear my hats. Got my hats. Cover my head up, look, see? I do have hair still, just in case anyone was wondering. Just about. Receding, but, it's age. I have no pride in myself whatsoever. What have I got to be proud of? Look at me. God's sake. David Huff, this is why there's no St. Patrick's Day live streams. Oh, why is that? Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, I am going to have to go to bed because I am absolutely shattered, and I'd had the missus come in a minute. She's telling me off. She was, you're still doing it. Well, she didn't quite say that, but Anyway, don't forget to watch this video that I made the before, which is Monsieur Petroni. He goes for a drive, he does, and gets some supplies in lockdown, and he's all prepared, protected. Mm-hmm. Even cuts the grass. Oh Oh dear. Oh, the algorithm worked on engagement, so the more triggering, the better. People fighting in the comms is good for the views. Yeah, the thing the other thing that people don't realise is you only leave the thumbs down. It doesn't make any difference. It's the same as the thumbs up as far as the channel's concerned because it's interaction. So you are right there. It just it needs interaction. What's that, boy? What do you want, boy? Oh, that's what it is. You can get past for some reason. Strange boy. So, Jared Smith despaired. Yeah, good night, all. I'm gonna have to go to bed, I think. So, yeah, night night. Thanks everyone joining us here. That and I did drag it out a bit, didn't I? 3 hours, an extra hour I put onto that. Oh well, never mind. Because the green screen, oh, I get you now. Okay. David Huff, I now understand. Oh, there's... Cool. Right. I hope everybody has, well, what's left of the evening. If not middle of the night here. It's 6 minutes past midnight here at the moment. So I don't know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I have got some scripts all done, so I need to do that as well. Caroline's sending me stuff over, so about petrol prices. Oh, what's she saying about petrol prices? Oh dear. What is she saying about petrol prices? Oh, not going to be higher, are they? I hope not. Petrol prices. Oh, this is in The Guardian. I get criticised for reading The Guardian by Brexiters. Oh, crikey. Apparently, UK petrol prices could hit £2.50 a litre and diesel £3 a litre, which means it's going to be even more here in France, probably. Oh, good yarn. This is, this is depressing. Good for the environment, I suppose, but hey, yo. Say the V. Anyway, I am going to go. As soon as I'm going to go. So, night, everybody. Ta-ta, and thank you for coming and watching me being an idiot again, because that's what I do. So, ta-ta. Stop streaming. I've got to press the button. Oh, she just sent me more stuff. Oh, God, she's supposed to remind me that I need to go. Anyway, say bye. Ta-ta. Oh, and don't forget to click like if you haven't done so already. Do I want... Oh, that's just... Oh, got a bit of music. Oh, maybe. Oh. Well, that was so buzzy. That's better.